Sunday night at the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. The score tied at 3-all, and the Islanders on the attack. Clark Gilly forechecking. Watch the puck pop into the air. The goaltender, Malash, unable to control it, is number 91, Butch Goring, batting it into the goal to send the Islanders in front 4-3 en route to a 7-5 victory. For Butch Goring, it was his second goal of the night, and he wound up with a 3-goal hat trick. Tonight, from the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals, the New York Islanders and the Minnesota North Stars, with the Islanders holding a commanding 3-0 lead. Hello, everyone. Tim Ryan with Ed Westfall, and I'm sounding better, and he's here. So hopefully we'll have a better sounding show all around. Our thanks to Jiggs McDonald for bailing me out in the third game here on Sunday night. Eddie, nice to have you back. I know that you would like to be in at the finish. The Islanders think it will be a finish tonight. There was a tremendous amount of enthusiasm at their light workout today. They'd like to sweep this thing and win it on the road. And I think for a championship team to win on the road in the Stanley Cup Final is something very special, perhaps a sign of a special kind of maturity, a confidence that, hey, we can win this thing anywhere.
It's taken a long time to gain all of the things you talk about, Tim. All the aspects of a hockey team are seeming to come together now with the New York Islanders. And winning it on the road, you're right, there is a special feeling in that. There isn't anybody in this building, whether it be a player, a person watching, or people like us that are working the game, that do not have goosebumps and are looking forward to a wonderful hockey game, same kind of hockey we've really seen throughout the playoffs. Minnesota is going to have to do a lot of hard skating and a lot of hard checking and hope that the Islanders don't play as well as they have played.
What an incredible show by Butch Goring the other night in game number 3. He scored 3 times. You saw the second goal. This is goal number 3, the hat trick goal.
Minnesota had a chance to clear it, but they did not. Butch Goring had a chance to put it in. He did not, but Billy Carroll passed it from behind the net finally, and Butch Goring did. That made the score 6-4 on a good play right there. Billy Carroll getting control of it, and right there giving it to Butch Goring, and that really killed the Minnesota North Stars.
Well, it was a 7-5 final. The Islanders with a 3-game lead in the series, and some happy Islander fans even in attendance here in Bloomington, Minnesota. But certainly you have to give great credit to this crowd. They were with their team the other night from beginning to end, Eddie. A very appreciative crowd, a very polite, courteous crowd, just a lot of enthusiasm. They're serious hockey fans. They want their team to at least win one game in this series. Glenn Sonmore says we're not going to give it to them. They're going to have to take it from them.
There's no question. You can tell by the fans. You talked about them. You've given them a lot of accolades, and they're well-deserving because they're behind their team. Their team is going to respond. The Islanders can't make a mistake, Tim, of coming out flat and hoping that maybe that Minnesota want to get off the ice and onto the golf course because they've gone too far and worked too hard. They're going to make them, as you say, earn it.
Well, they are making a couple of changes in the lineup tonight. Rookie Kevin Maxwell will be going because of an injury to Tim Young. Young came up with a sore ankle the other night, and he'd been bothered with a bad knee, and he'll be missed because he's been a factor for them. They'll also put into the lineup tonight Paul Schmier, the veteran defenseman, who has not seen action in this series. Freddie Barrett is out with an injury. Schmier gets a chance to play, and Eddie, you feel that maybe he should have been in here all along.
There's no question that he should have been in the lineup in my eyes, Tim. He's the senior member in experience on the team, and if there's one time that you need experience, it's in the finals particularly. He gives them a stability that they haven't had defensively. The Islanders have had a pretty good time in Minnesota's end of the ice. Schmier is the kind of player that can settle young defensemen down by playing with them and by being on the bench to talk to them, and he has not played.
Well, they're also going to switch back to young Don Beaupre. The rookie goaltender will be in goal tonight for Minnesota. The Islanders beat him 6-3 at the Coliseum. The youngster, of course, would like to do a better job tonight. It's almost impossible to stop these high-scoring Islanders. I know everybody looking in some ways, has mixed emotions. You'd like to see the thing wind up at home at the Coliseum where you could all enjoy celebrating another Stanley Cup victory. I'm sure, though, that the fans understand, Eddie, that the Islanders would like to win it on the road. We'll be back with the opening face-off in just a moment.
When it's summer, there's only one thing better than a six-pack of ice-cold Budweiser, and that's 2 6-packs of Bud.
Pick a pair,
Look for this display and pick a pair of 6-packs, 12 packs, or even cases. It's the smart way to buy the king of beers.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
If I were a rich man,
all day long I'd beady bum. If I were a wealthy man,
I wouldn't have to work hard.
This is a reminder to ask about Chemical Bank savings programs and cash gifts. They'll make you a little richer.
If I were a wealthy man.
The chemistry's just right for savers at Chemical.
You may have heard that I'm leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm taking 4 tough Steelers with me and getting $50 for it. It's the big Uniroyal $50 trade-in. Buy 4 quality Steelers and get $50 back in the mail. And you'll have the highest treadwear rated tire that Uniroyal makes. But hurry, a deal this great won't last forever. So get your backfield in motion.
Offer good until June 13th only at these participating Uniroyal dealers. When you compare, you want Uniroyal there.
There are often 2 ways to take a business trip. More and more smart executives are going places on an Amtrak train. They make good use of their travel time and arrive right downtown relaxed and refreshed. Try Amtrak, and you'll discover the best way to get better mileage out of a business trip is to leave your car at home and take the train. There's Metroliner service 13 times each workday between New York and Washington.
We are back at the Met Center awaiting the appearance of the Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders. Al Arbor in no hurry to send them out here for this Game 4. Perhaps a little psychological strategy, perhaps some last-minute words of game strategy from coach to team. The last time a team won both the semifinal and final series in the minimum 4 games each was back in 1970 when the Boston Bruins defeated Chicago 4 straight in the semifinals and then St. Louis Blues 4 straight in the final series. So it would be an accomplishment of high order for the Islanders should they be able to sweep Minnesota, having swept the Rangers in the semifinal. The Islanders trying to finish it up on the road. They will be chartering back by jet tonight, win or lose. That's their mode of transportation home tonight. And we'll keep you advised as we go along as to time of arrival and where and that kind of thing as we receive it. And the plan is that they will go out as close to the end of the game as they can get themselves over to the airport, which is nearby, the Metropolitan Sports Center here in Bloomington. Islanders out there as we look at Al Arbor. Looks like he's down 3-zip, but he always looks like that before the start of a game.
There's no question. Al Arbor's expressions very seldom change. And he's thinking, he's trying to get ahead of everything right now. And here's the man he's trying to get ahead of, Glenn Moore, who has done an excellent job for the Minnesota North Stars over the past 2 seasons.
They were both speakers at the NHL luncheon yesterday when the Player of the Year award was given to Edmonton's Wayne Gretzky, the Bill Masterton Award to St. Louis player Blake Dunlop, a former North Star, and the Coach of the Year award from the Broadcasters Association to Red Berenson of the St. Louis Blues. Well, the starting lineups are out on the ice, and out comes the vocalist here for the singing of the national anthems. They sing both the Canadian anthem in honor of the Canadian players and the U.S. anthem as well. enthusiastic North Star crowd supporting their team despite their being down 3-0. The referee, Andy Van Helleman, the linesmen are Ray Scapanello and Leon Stickle for tonight's 4th game. And as Craig Hartsburg put it well today when asked about the plight of the Stars at this stage of the series, he said they didn't say which 4 games we had to win. So he's got
Well
his head
said.
together. Yeah.
Look at the eyes, the faces of the players, Tim, as they scanned along during the national anthem. That's Don Beaupre, and net for the Minnesota North Stars.
This will be his 5th playoff game, a goals against of 4.75. Bill Smith, 15 playoff games, coming into number 16 with a goals against of 2.54. And the way they've been scoring goals in the Stanley Cup final, that's an excellent goals against average. Playing the Minnesota zone, the North Stars who are left in white and green, the Islanders in blue. Loose puck along the blue line. It's taken by Kent Eric Anderson. Mike Pollitt stick handling, feeding it over to Schmier. The return feed and a save by Billy Smith, and a rebound cleared by Morrow. Merrick, Nystrom, and Tonelli, the Islander line, starting the game against the unit that started for Minnesota in Game 3 and did well. Pollitt, Anderson, and Tom Younghans, number 29. Schmier, number 6, back in his own zone. He's on defense with the rookie Hartsburg, the sophomore Craig Hartsburg. I correct myself. Langevin to Gillies. Gillies pass to Trottier, picked off by Hartsburg, and Hartsburg over the Islander line. Minnesota starting well as they did in Game 3. The shot is blocked, a penalty forthcoming against the New York Islanders. Tripping, slashing is the call against Clark Gillies, and we have played a minute here in this first period. There is no score.
There's only one thing around here that works as hard as my son, my Datsun. 8 years old, still going strong. They are driven.
Now it's my truck.
Yep, I got me a new Datsun King Cab. It has more power, gets even better gas mileage, and look at that room. Datsun's been good for my family.
Do I have to wait 8 years for this one?
Have a Datsun.
Have 2.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
Clark Gillies, a slashing penalty 1 minute into the start of the hockey game. The Islanders will have to kill it off. Big opportunity for Minnesota, getting a man advantage this early in the game. What a shot there, an elbow thrown, but that was not the penalty. Clark Gillies on the other side, where it was not seen, a slashing penalty.
From the face-off, Minnesota controls. It's Brad Maxwell back in the lineup following a shoulder injury suffered in Game 2. His shot is blocked by Bourne and fired down the ice by Morrow.
Bad play by Maxwell there, Tim. He takes a shot, bounces it off the leg of Brian Trottier. They lose possession of the puck.
Bobby Smith, number 15, to McAdam, number 25, to Payne, 26, the shot wide. Payne always dangerous. Brad Maxwell, screen shot, is blocked in front by Dennis Potvin. Rebound to Bourne. Bourne off the boards to Trottier. Trottier gets around Giles. Here comes Bourne. Bourne back to Trottier. The shot saved by Beaupre. And back the other way come the North Stars with a 3-on-2, and it's misplayed by Bobby Smith, and Potvin clears to the Minnesota zone. It's offside against the Islanders.
Close call, Brian Trottier. Good move to Bobby Bourne. And the finishing move is made by that man, Don Beaupre. Here's Trottier breaking out. He gives the puck to Bourne and right back to Trottier. He's in all alone. He gets the shot away. Beaupre out has the angle. Makes a fine save off Brian Trottier.
Islanders win the draw with 1:08 left in Gillies' penalty. It's cleared down the ice by Ken Morrow. The Stanley Cup is in the building. It is ready for presentation if the Islanders can win it tonight. Morrow breaking up the play of Neil Broughton, the Olympic hero, number 7, and the puck knocked back to Minnesota territory. 50 seconds remaining in Gillies' penalty. If the 5th game is necessary, Thursday night, 8 o'clock at the Nassau Coliseum. Cicerelli, number 20, dumps it in deep to the corner. Christoph lost control of the puck. Potvin loses control. Goring gets it. He handed it right to Broughton of the North Stars. Down to the corner, it goes to Christoph. Christoph, his pass off the top of the boards, and Carroll finds an opening and clears it out. 25 seconds left in Gillies' penalty. Bourne comes on. Gillies goes off. Caller comes on for Carroll. The puck fired in by Hartsburg off the corner boards. Up front, Christoph, Cicerelli, and Smith for Minnesota. Loose puck picked up by Bourne. He's got Hartsburg to beat. Bobby Bourne and Hartsburg battle all the way to the goal line, and Hartsburg does the job. Caller trying to center it. The pass is short. It's picked off by Cicerelli. Up the middle to Smith. Smith with Cicerelli over the line. It was Gordy Roberts making the lead pass, and it's broken up inside the Islander line. Caller to Gillies out of the penalty box. Long slap shot caught by Beaupre. The team's at full strength. Greg Smith, number 23, feeds it up the left wing side. Rink wide feed for Brad Maxwell, number 5. Takes a bump from Lane as he shoots it in. Bob Lorimer up the boards for Bossy in the middle to Trottier. Trottier intended for Gillies, picked off by Polish. Polish pass off the board for Greg Smith. Billy Smith holds it up for Gordy Lane. Around for Gillies in the middle to Trottier. Trottier and Bossy 2-on-2 at the Minnesota line. Trottier in a goal, a backhand shot saved by Beaupre. Rebound, centering try by Bossy. Lane fires, score! Gordy Lane through traffic. Beaupre with no chance. Might have been tipped by Clark Gillies, but the first impression is that it is Gordy Lane's goal.
Fine shot by Gordy Lane. He's pumped like the rest of the Islanders, like the rest of the Minnesota North Stars. A loose puck comes out from behind the net. Trottier took a mean hit. Gordy Lane gets a hold of the puck, puts it high into the left corner as Don Beaupre trying to look around. His defenseman cannot see the puck. It's in the net. Clark Gillies standing in front, partially screening Beaupre, was a big help for his teammate, Gord Lane.
Steal by Wayne Merrick and nearly in on a breakaway, but he's stopped by Brad Maxwell. A penalty coming. The shot by Morrow taken by McAdam, play is called. It'll be a penalty for slashing to the Minnesota North Stars. 16 minutes to go, first period. The Islanders won, Minnesota nothing.
Here come all the leading oils that save you gas. And a brand new one, Mobil Super. And here comes something even more amazing. All the leading oils that save gas and can go 25,000 miles without an oil change. Mobil One. Now from Mobil, 2 oils that save you gas.
Greg Hartsburg gets Minnesota's first penalty, a slashing penalty, much like Clark Gillies got, right in front of his own net. There's Brian Trottier to take the face-off. He was instrumental in Gordy Lane's goal a moment ago to give the Islanders a 1-0 lead.
On the power play, Bossy, Gillies, Trottier. Bossy behind the net, gets help from Clark Gillies. Down the boards comes Potvin, but it's a good play by Anderson to knock it out of the Minnesota zone. The goal was scored by Gordy Lane, assist of Bossy and Trottier, who extend their playoff scoring streaks. We'll give you those numbers when we have a chance. It came at 3:47, first of the playoffs for Gordy Lane. 1:30 left in Hartsburg's penalty. Potvin over the line. Return to Trottier, well covered in front. Potvin keeps it in deep. Gordy Roberts, his pass blocked by Trottier. Gillies for Trottier, jumped over his stick. He takes a heavy check in the corner and then sends Giles flying. And Neil Broughton clears it down to the Islander zone. A 1-0 hockey game. The Islanders really wanted the first goal tonight. They felt they could take wind out of the sails of this plucky Minnesota team if they could get the early lead. The North Stars had a 3-1 lead at the end of the first period in game number 3. Trottier firing it in. Schmier dumps to the corner. Actually, the goaltender Beaupre did. Trottier centering pass picked off by Mike Polic, who shoots it down the ice. Good penalty killing by Minnesota. 44 seconds left in the penalty to Hartsburg. Potvin brings it up. Bourne, Caller, and Goring the line. Polic steals. Passing in front to Greg Smith. He clears it down the ice. 27 seconds left in the penalty. Potvin slowly out of his own zone. This will be the last rush with the extra man for the Islanders. Potvin gets by Broughton, takes it over the line, takes a heavy check at the blue line. The crowd loves that. It was Paul Schmier getting a shoulder into Potvin, and the puck cleared down the ice. 5 seconds left in the penalty. Mike McEwen, it's stolen from him by McAdam. Centering pass, and Goring with a sliding block on the pass makes a good defensive play. Tonelli back the other way. The team's at full strength. Tonelli scrapping inside the line, throws it in front. Greg Smith intercepts. Minnesota defense has been solid in the early going here. Payne throws it back into his own zone for Greg Smith. The lead pass too far for Kevin Maxwell. Maxwell runs into Gordy Lane. Lane coming back at him and gets a warning from Van Helleman to not retaliate. Now, if Van Helleman saw it, he should call a penalty for interference. Did he?
No, he didn't.
He did not. And yet he went over to warn Lane not to go over and retaliate.
No, what he was warning, I think, Tim, was he saying he doesn't want anybody starting any fracases. Let's keep it to hockey. Here's the replay. As Dennis Potvin comes in, he takes a hard hit. Look at the stick fly. Paul Schmier, who has not played in the final round so far, we talked about earlier, that's the kind of dimension that he adds for the Minnesota North Stars in the finals. He stands up at the blue line. He's a tough guy. He's fair. He keeps the stick down, and he hits you hard. We've seen a lot of hard hitting in the series so far, as we have in many of the series, but the sticks, in most cases, have been kept down.
Face off in the Minnesota zone on the icing call. Merrick, Tonelli, nice from the forward line. Merrick is chased. Tonelli will take the draw. Islanders come up with it. Tonelli spun around by Giles. Merrick takes a bump in the corner. Tonelli has the puck. Centering. Nystrom forced behind the net by Gordy Roberts. Taken all the way to the corner boards. It's thrown in front by Merrick and broken up by Giles. Out come the North Stars 2-on-2. Kevin Maxwell, Al McAdam. Maxwell around Lane, the shot wide on the short side to the blue line. It's kept in momentarily by Roberts. Now Nystrom to Tonelli one-on-one. Again Schmier, the drive, and a pad save by Beaupre. Minnesota with the puck. Payne brings it out of his own zone as the team skating like they're capable of in this opening 8 minutes of play. Similar to that classic game back in November, the 2-1 Islander win here. Lorimer, slap shot, pad save by Beaupre. Cicerelli. Bobby Smith, number 15, 3-on-3, the drive, and a hard, low shot from Smith. And Billy Smith making the save, rebounding it over the glass. 12:33 to go, first period. Islanders 1, Minnesota nothing.
But when, Senator?
To that I reply, all things come to him that waits.
Senator, at Shearson Loeb Rhodes, we disagree.
Shearson Loeb Rhodes?
Well, it's one of America's fastest growing investment firms.
Really?
Well, instead of waiting, Shearson believes in making good things happen.
But who could make good things happen for me?
Well, for you and over 3,000 new clients a week, the answer is Shearson.
I heartily agree.
When the question is money, the answer is Shearson.
Play underway in the Islanders zone. The Islanders control the face-off. Dennis Potvin brings it up. Trottier, Gillies, and Bossy the line. Potvin's pass deflected. Back the other way, Greg Smith with Cicerelli. A high shot. Arm saved by Smith. It looked like it was going to be over the net. Bossy from Trottier. Net by Bobby Smith. Greg Smith for Anderson. Anderson knocks it in with his hand. Potvin in deep with Cicerelli doing the forechecking. Potvin controls to Brian Trottier. Up the left side to Gillies. Ken Morrow. Morrow over center ice, dumps it in. Back for it goes Brad Maxwell, number 5. Got 3 Smiths and 2 Maxwells in the lineup tonight. Mike Bossy firing it in. Greg Smith, number 23, to Cicerelli. This rookie's been outstanding. Cicerelli, the slap shot deflected. Off the glass high, Morrow has it. Morrow dumps it out of his own zone. It'll be an icing call against the Islanders when it's touched by Schmier.
First 2 power plays, Tim. Not really any dangerous shots by either team. Right now, the Islanders out shooting the Minnesota North Stars 7-3. Not quite halfway through the first period. There it is, the piece of hardware that both teams are very anxious to win. The Islanders, of course, 3-0, leading 1-0 here in the 4th game. Tom Bladen. There's Gary Dornhofer's name, along with some of his teammates on the 1975 Philadelphia Flyers. Gary Dornhofer, of course, working the game here with Hockey Night in Canada.
Outstanding commentator. You and Dornhofer have developed into superstars in your new medium.
Good people to work with, Tim.
Greg Hartsburg sets up behind the Minnesota goal. 11:21 to go in this first period. Tim Ryan with Ed Westfall. The pass to Kristoff. Kristoff can't control the puck. It dribbles by the goal. Billy Smith clears it to Bourne. North Stars keep it in. Skate save on a deceptive shot from Schmier. Kaller dumps it out to center ice. Schmier's been a factor in the early going. Might lead to some second guessing about where he's been through the first 3 games. Schmier again with the puck. Off to Hartsburg. Hartsburg around McEwen in the slot. Broughton shot, and it's blocked by Langevin. Broughton with a steal on the pass. In front, the backhander. Skate save by Smith on Kristoff. Hartsburg has Minnesota with pressure now. Hartsburg, the shot. He hit the post on the outside. Langevin and Kristoff scrap for it. Langevin in difficulty. Kristoff with the puck. In front, and Broughton fan. Hartsburg, the drive. Quick save by Billy Smith. Bobby Bourne can't get it out. Hartsburg the shot. Blocked by his own man. Kristoff. He's stopped by Langevin. Backhander by Brad Palmer, and Billy Smith makes a big save. Broughton beating the blue line. Schmier, the crowd on their feet. A sliding block by Bourne. The North Stars dominating play. Penalty coming up to the Islanders. Broughton. Hartsburg, the shot. It's blocked in front. Goring trying to get control. Islanders have got to get the puck to stop play, and they finally have it now. And play is whistled dead. The crowd comes to its feet as Minnesota put on a furious display in the Islanders' zone. 9:57 to go, first period. Islanders 1, Minnesota nothing.
This Bud's for everyone who serves us a hot one, pops us a cold one.
This Bud's for you. For all you do, the king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Dave Langevin draws the Islanders' second penalty, cross-checking penalty. What pressure by the Minnesota North Stars. Tim Hartsburg had 2 point-blank shots, and he can shoot them. Billy Smith, his acrobatics are perfect.
That's the first time they've had any real pressure on Billy Smith in this series. He's never had to handle more than 1 shot at a time. The Islander defense has cleared things well, but he stood up to the pressure there. Hartsburg on the power play is wide. Brad Maxwell lets it fly. Arm saved by Smith. Rebound cleared but not out. Hartsburg, that's deflected wide. Centering pass, loose, cleared by Morrow. Morrow to the corner with McAdam on him. Steve Payne trying to center it. Payne fell over Morrow's stick. At the blue line, Hartsburg to Maxwell. The drive, saved by Billy Smith. Rebound, another save by Smith, and play is called. Billy Smith, spectacular.
Frustrating, it must be very. For the Minnesota North Stars, they found a weakness or two in the Islanders' defenses, but they can't get it by. Number 31, Billy Smith. Hartsburg makes the play across. Here's the shot. Tipped right in front by McAdam. He gets the rebound. Smith makes the save, too, on him. The puck lays loose, and as you see 15 moving in, Bobby Smith trying to find a loose puck. Billy Smith grabs it and hangs on.
Bobby Smith, Al McAdam, Steve Payne up front, Brad Maxwell, Greg Hartsburg on the blue line. Islander penalty killers, Trottier on the draw. He lost it. Maxwell, the shot is wide. Some fans thought it went in. It went right over the side of the mesh on the outside. Hartsburg, the shot deflected by Trottier. Morrow can't get control. Morrow trying to tip it ahead, but McAdam controls. Morrow checks him. Puck loose behind the goal. Potvin with a chance, but he's checked by Bobby Smith. Bobby Smith trying to center the puck. Potvin watching him. Now the Islanders set up the box. Bobby Smith, the pass, hit Morrow in the skates. Trottier with it. He finds an opening. And finally, a minute into the penalty, the Islanders are able to clear it down the ice. Paul Schmier up the right side to Cicerelli. Cicerelli to Bobby Smith. Smith away from Gordy Lane, setting up the power play to the blue line. Hartsburg, the shot blocked by Goring. Hartsburg, good effort to keep it inside the zone. Cicerelli swooping around to Brad Maxwell, the shot, hit the post. Another penalty coming up. Hartsburg the drive, and that's wide, deflected wide. Bobby Smith to Hartsburg again. Hartsburg the drive, score!
It just took time. There's Maxwell's shot. That's the goal. It actually went through the net, Tim. That puck hit inside the goalpost. It went right through the net. That did not count as a goal, but it went in. I wondered at the time. It hit the inside, went through the net. Now watch, the attendants are going to come out and fix the net. The referee had his arm in the air, and here's the shot here. That's Hartsburg letting it go. The puck is moving quickly, but it's like a knuckleball, and it hit inside, and that was the goal that did count. But the puck actually, if we could go back and see that replay again, you'll see the puck hit inside the goalpost. Actually, the North Stars have scored twice. That's what Paul Smear is talking about.
I thought the puck hit the post, but Andy Van Helleman went to the goal judge to ask. Here it is again. Let's see.
Here we go. Now, here's the shot here by Maxwell. Now, watch inside the goalpost, just to the right of Billy Smith. That puck is way inside the post, and it went right through because the puck went off the backboards. If it hit the goalpost, it wouldn't have got to the backboard.
Yep. Well, did they do a repair? I don't think they did. I didn't see them do a repair.
They looked at it. They looked at it, but it obviously they let it go. But the Minnesota North Stars had put 2 in. They got credit for 1.
So it's tied up at 1-1, and the teams are back at full strength. The Islanders were about to be called for another penalty on the play, but it was wiped out by the goal.
Tim, an interesting point, too, that the Islanders had Langevin in the penalty box, but they only had 3 men on the ice when Minnesota scored.
Langevin trying to keep it in. It's blocked by Kristoff, but Merrick keeps it in, throws it in front, and Giles breaks it up. Giles out the left side. Brad Palmer, number 14. Langevin broke up his pass, and Langevin skates it back. He's got Nystrom with him and Tonelli. Over the line to Nystrom. Nystrom the shot, blocked by Gordy Roberts. Langevin deep in the corner to Nystrom. Centering pass broken up by Brad Maxwell. Tonelli in the corner. Checked by Gordy Roberts. Nystrom trying to poke it loose. He does to Tonelli. Tonelli behind the net, scrambling and working in his inimitable style.
Going to be a
tied up. There's going to be a penalty to the Minnesota North Stars. It's going to be Gordy Roberts, I believe. And we have 7:17 remaining in the first period of a tremendous hockey game. The Islanders won, Minnesota won.
I used to think all mufflers were the same, so I looked for a bargain. I go to this muffler shop and said, "That's quite a bargain, but will it fit my car?" He says,
"This muffler fits every car."
So I go to another shop and said, "Will your muffler fit my car?" He says,
"Like a glove."
What I thought was a bargain was no bargain. At Midas, I got a good price, and they had the right muffler for my car in stock. It pays to Midas-ize.
What intensity of the hockey game. Gordy Roberts gets a hooking penalty behind the net. John Tonelli. Tonelli, of course, draws a lot of penalties with his hard work. Roberts gets the penalty. The Islanders go to a power play. What an exciting first period here in the Met Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. 1-1 tie. 7:17 remaining in the first period.
Islanders' second power play opportunity. Their goal came with the teams at full strength. Minnesota able to clear it down the ice with 1:50 now left in the penalty. Al Arbor has Trottier, Bossy, and Gillies. This is Bossy, number 22. The leading scorer in the playoffs. Gillies rips one, and the save by Beaupre. Lost sight of the rebound, but the North Stars clear it. However, not out of the zone. Potvin down to Gillies. Gillies to Potvin. Top of the slot, the drive, and it's wide. And the rebound goes onto the net. The faceoff will come outside the Minnesota blue line. 1:28 remaining in Gordy Roberts' penalty. Hartsburg from Brad Maxwell and Cicerelli at 11:34. Langevin's penalty came at 10:03, so the Minnesota power play goal has tied things up at 1-1.
Dave Langevin, had he just returned to the ice, Tim, when the goal was scored? He was still in the box.
Yeah, he was still in.
But the Islanders only had 3 men on the ice when the goal went in. I don't know whether somebody was trying to get off and somebody didn't replace them, but there was only 3 Islanders on the ice when the puck went in the net.
Well, that had to be the miscue then. They were probably trying to make a change. Islanders deep in the Minnesota zone. Bossy walks in front, and Gillies fanned on the open net side. Trottier trying to come in front. Bossy slipped it to Gillies, a little too eager. He missed the net. Gillies checked by Broughton, but Bossy controls. Bossy to Potvin, the drive, saved by Beaupre. Penalty coming up as Gillies collided in front with Paul Smear, and I believe it's going to be Gillies getting the penalty. It is.
He's going to get a roughing penalty is what it is, Tim. The signal from referee Andy Van Helleman is a straight arm out with the fist clenched, and that's generally a roughing penalty. A break in the action with the score. The New York Islanders 1, the Minnesota North Stars 1.
At Chemical Bank, we've spent years developing programs to help our customers. But now, we need your help. Our branches have been plagued with an overabundance of $20 bills. 20s that, without you, will have nowhere to go. If you'd like to take one home, simply invest in a Chemical 6-month Super Saver certificate and we'll give you a 20 on the spot. Please, won't you help?
Clark Gillies, a roughing penalty with 59 seconds still remaining, and the penalty to Roberts right in front, right there with Paul Schmier. Clark Gillies reaches out, gives him a left hook, misses with it, catches him with the forearm, and decks Paul Schmier, gets a penalty for it. So the teams will play at even strength at 5-a-side.
Loose puck at center ice from the draw. Bob Lorimer flips it in. Beaupre handles that. Hartsburg. Paul Schmier on defense. Hartsburg brings it up. Gets away from Merrick. Is stopped by Lane at the line. Teams are 5-a-side for another 43 seconds. 40 Lane. Flips it in for Dwayne Sutter. It's offside. Sutter and Merrick, the forwards, with Lane and Lorimer for the Islanders. Now Greg Smith comes on defensively for the North Stars, replacing Craig Hartsburg. 40 seconds left, and Gillies in Roberts' penalty, pardon.
Here's the play again. Take your own pick of it. Here's the shot by Maxwell. Now watch just below Billy Smith's blocking thing. That's inside the goal post. You can see the net move, so there's no question that that puck hit just inside the post and went right through the mesh.
Islanders dump it down into the Minnesota zone. Greg Smith setting up the attack. 25 seconds left in Roberts' penalty, and then the North Stars will have the man advantage. A 1-1 hockey game. Tim Ryan and Ed Westfall live on Channel 9 from the Metropolitan Sports Center. Stanley Cup final hockey. Anderson, loose puck at center ice. Number 8, the Swede shot handled by Billy Smith. Gordy Lane out of his own zone. The feed to Dwayne Sutter. Sutter, high shot in. The Islanders want a change. Now Minnesota. Roberts is out of the box. They have the extra man for 57 seconds. Gordy Roberts backhands it in. Back for it goes Morrow. Not a good play by Roberts. He wanted to get off the ice, but he was surrendering the puck, but they got it back from Morrow. Now Morrow clears it out down to the Minnesota zone. Brad Maxwell back in his own end with Billy Carroll in pursuit. Hartsburg. Bobby Smith, McAdam, and Payne up front of the power play. 34 seconds left in it. Bobby Smith on the left boards. Centering pass. Potvin, perfect anticipation, broke it up. Carroll skates out with Goring. Goring and Carroll 2-on-2. They're dangerous. Goring stopped at the line by Brad Maxwell. Steve Payne turned around by Billy Carroll. Off to Hartsburg on the far boards, and he's turned back. 14 seconds left in the penalty. Goring forechecking on Brad Maxwell. Maxwell gets it to Bobby Smith. Left side feed for Payne too far. Morrow behind his own net. Morrow dumps it along the boards for Goring. Goring dropping it back. It's picked off by Payne. Payne for Bobby Smith in front for Payne, and it's broken up by Billy Carroll. Carroll backhands it down the ice.
Good play by Billy Carroll, Tim. He moved in deep to help his two defensemen. He could see there was a little problem there, a little mix-up in the defensemen, a communication breakdown. Carroll moved in quickly and intercepted the pass.
The teams are back at full strength, and Gordy Roberts backhanding it into the Islanders' zone. We're tied at 1 with 3:49 to play, first period. Gillies, rink wide for Bossy. Bossy with Gillies breaking to the off wing. Bossy's taken down by Giles. There'll be a penalty to Kurt Giles for tripping Michael Bossy with 3:39 still to play in this first period. So the Islanders will have their third power play opportunity. They cut one of them in half when Gillies went off for roughing after Roberts had gone for Minnesota.
Kurt Giles, they trade back and forth with minor penalties. This time, Giles tripping Mike Bossy. The Black Velvet Pro Rodeo Tournament of Champions comes to the Nassau Coliseum on May 29th, 30th, and 31st. They'll give away $150,000 in prize money for events like bareback riding, bronc riding, saddle bronc riding, bomber bull riding, clowns playing. The whole thing is going to be there in May.
All right, the power play shot by Potvin, the save by Beaupre, and the rebound, Trottier. Knocked down in the corner before he can make a play. Bossy bumped by Younghands, and the puck shot down the ice by Greg Smith.
Good hustle by Tom Younghands, number 29 of Minnesota, out hustling Brian Trottier and Mike Bossy in the same play.
Gillies gets it ahead to McEwen. McEwen over the Minnesota line to Bossy. Bossy's all the way over to Trottier. Bouncing puck he can't handle, and he's checked by Younghands. He's having quite a shift here on the penalty-killing unit. 1:20 left in the penalty to Kurt Giles. Gillies, rink wide for Trottier. There's a man on him, Anderson. He drops it off to Potvin, who gives it now to Mike McEwen. McEwen stick handling. Gets away from Broughton. 4 Islanders over the line. McEwen throws it in deep, but it's Greg Smith of the North Stars there. Up to Anderson, and he clears it down the ice.
Islanders have some tired players on the power play. You'll see them change now.
54 seconds left in the Minnesota penalty. Potvin springs Bourne up the left boards. He's got Bossy and Goring with him. The pass to Bossy in the skates. He controls the puck to the corner. Goring taken into the goal. Bourne has the puck, trying to slip it to Goring. A good play, saved by Beaupre on Bossy. The puck's still loose, and it's cleared out of the Minnesota zone by Hartsburg. Beaupre with another good stop. Potvin for Kaller, had to wait for the pass. Kaller ahead, good pass to Lorimer. Lorimer in deep, the shot through the crease wide. Potvin the shot, that's blocked by Anderson, and Anderson shoots it down the ice. 15 seconds left in the Minnesota penalty.
Islanders having problems getting their power play set up in Minnesota's end of the ice. They can't get full control of the puck across the blue line.
Bobby Lorimer with Kaller ahead of him. Off for Merrick off the mark, and offside is called. With a second left of the penalty, and Minnesota did an excellent job killing that one off.
Islanders did not get a shot in their power play attempt. Giles off for tripping at 16:21. He has 1 second remaining in the penalty. Teams will return to even strength with 1 minute and 40 seconds remaining in the hockey game, or in the first period, excuse me. Things went very quick in this first period. A lot of action.
Coming up at the end of the first period, an interview with the hat trick man, Butch Goring, that Eddie conducted before the game tonight. Goring now being mentioned as a Conn Smythe Trophy candidate for his excellent play throughout the playoffs. If the series concludes tonight, the Conn Smythe winner will be announced here.
That is not Frankenstein that they were tightening the bolts in the back of the head of. That's Paul Schmier, the captain of the Minnesota North Stars. That was a screw in the back of his helmet that had come loose, as if to say he has a few loose screws, but he has not. He has played a excellent first period for the Minnesota North Stars.
He sure has. It does give rise to the question as to why he hasn't played prior in this series. Merrick brings it up with Nystrom. The team's at full strength, 1:20 to play in the period. Beaupre clearing to the side boards. Rink-wide feed for Al McAdam. Tonelli has him covered. Bill Smith fires it up the boards for Merrick. Merrick trying to get started, takes a bump, dumps it into center ice. Greg Smith back over the Islander line, and Lorimer clears it into Minnesota territory. Takes an icing crawl with 57 seconds left in the period, 56. And that's something you don't like to do, have that corner face-off down there when it's not necessary.
Speaking of the rodeo, tickets are available for the rodeo at the Coliseum box office or through Ticketron, and for further information you can call 516-794-9300. Black Velvet Pro Rodeo, Friday, May 29th through Sunday, May the 31st at the Coliseum.
Well, a hopeful fan with a miracle on ice one more time, hoping that the North Stars can repeat the feat of the U.S. Olympians. It's come to be known as a miracle on ice. They have an uphill climb, but they are going after it tonight like they mean it. Bobby Smith and Merrick. Merrick wins the draw. An important win of a face-off there. 50 seconds now left in this first period of a 1-1 tie. Puck cleared down into the Minnesota zone, and it'll be another icing call against the Islanders, who have certainly been a little unsettled in this first period by the aggressive play of the North Stars.
Easy to see that the North Stars realize that they cannot beat the New York Islanders without 105% effort from everybody on the ice, on the bench, players that aren't even dressed. They need every bit of physical and inspirational help.
Catfish has given it to him there up in the audience. 44 seconds left. Bobby Smith wins the draw. Cicerelli's shot is blocked by Trottier, and Nystrom with it to Merrick. Merrick shoots it into the Minnesota zone. 35 seconds left. Giles behind his own net. Out the left side, the pass off the boards for Kent Eric Anderson. And it's offside. Cicerelli jumping in ahead of the puck carrier. 24 seconds left in the period.
Have to think back a little bit, Tim. In the very first shift of the hockey game, Bobby Bourne, it was after a penalty call, Bob Bourne, in a shorthanded situation, gave the puck to Brian Trottier. It was in his skates. He got it up on his stick. It was rolling. Trottier got the shot away. Beaupre, what a save he made. Good opportunity for the Islanders to open the score right there within the first minute of the game. Good save by Beaupre. He's made at least 4 outstanding saves.
He has.
As has Billy Smith.
Looked very sharp. They both have. Merrick trying to feed Nystrom with 12 seconds left. In the Minnesota zone, Giles having difficulty. Checked by Nystrom. Puck loose. Merrick trying to get it out of his skates onto his stick. Nystrom checking Giles, and the buzzer sounds, ending the first period of play. And so we have 40 minutes of regulation time remaining in this one, because it's all tied up at 1. We've got a new hockey game about to begin when the second period begins. So the Islanders won, Minnesota won. We'll return to the Metropolitan Sports Center in a moment.
Ladies and gentlemen, IBM presents the 3279 color terminal. Mr. Reuben Singer is at the keyboard. Observe how the color terminal saves your eyes a lot of work. First, a simple listing of sales districts. Districts that have met their quota in yellow. 3 districts fell below quota. And 1 20% over. The same information on a bar graph. Sales trends by product on a pie chart, brimming with color. A quick look at how our theoretical company is doing countrywide. The IBM Color Terminal and Friends. IBM, helping put information to work for people.
The word is awesome. Introducing the newest Datsun Z car. Now, turbo-driven. Own the new Datsun Turbo Z car and you own the road.
Datsun
Tim Ryan back here at the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, and this period of hockey just completed was what we had in mind when the series began. Certainly hearkening back to that game I've mentioned so often. It's one of the great games I've seen in many, many years back here in November, a 2-1 hockey game. The feeling that Minnesota was such a good skating team, despite the fact that they were young and immature, would give the Islanders a tougher go than they have so far in this series. And that kind of hockey we saw in the first period was really what had been hoped for when the series began. That was certainly the best 20 minutes played, and provided plenty of excitement, especially for the home crowd here, as they hope that their team can stave off the defeat of going out in 4 straight right here at home. The first goal was scored by the Islanders. Gordy Lane, Bossy, and Trottier assisting at 3:47. The Islanders wanted badly to get the jump on the North Stars, and they did that. But from that point on, Minnesota just really poured the coals on and came up with a tying goal. Hartsburg from Brad Maxwell and Cicerelli, 11:34, a power play goal after they had indeed scored the goal by Brad Maxwell. It went right through the mesh, but was not seen by the goal judge or the referee. So Hartsburg, I guess, poetic justice, did get the tying goal. The Minnesota North Stars outshot the Islanders 13-12 in that first period. Coming up shortly will be an interview conducted by Eddie Westfall with Islander star Butch Goring just prior to tonight's game. That's coming up when we return to Bloomington, Minnesota in a minute.
This bud's for everyone who wraps it, stacks it, and sacks it.
This bud's for you.
king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you. That distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
This is the oil that saves you gas. And this is a new oil that saves you gas. Mobil Super. It costs a lot less. But Mobil One does a lot more. It can take you around the world. 25,000 miles without an oil change. Now for Mobil, 2 oils that save you gas.
Respect. It's not something you're born with. It's something you earn. In the Marines, you earn respect and self-respect through tough, demanding teamwork. For over 200 years, it's been that way. That's why, though the world is full of uniforms, only one says United States Marine. Maybe you can be one of us, the few, the proud, the Marines.
Talking Butch Goring, is there any special preparation that a team can make for a game when they can eliminate another hockey team and win the Stanley Cup?
Well, no, I don't think so. I think we have to keep in mind that we have to win one more game, that's for sure. And any kind of preparations for the Stanley Cup in itself is going to have to come after we win that big game.
Butch, does the mood change from, say, one kind of a mood to another when you get to a position like this near the end of a season?
Yeah, I think so. I think everybody's getting a little excited with anticipation. You know, we feel it's so close, oh so close, and so I think everybody's getting a little bit excited and can hardly wait really to get it going and so we can end it.
Butch, the team rallied again at the end of the season, playoffs. It doesn't seem that there's been that much of a challenge or that much of a pressure upon the games like you had last year. Have you seen that big difference?
Yes, I think, you know, it hasn't that it's been easy, because it hasn't been. Everybody's had to work.
Never easy.
No, it isn't. Everybody's had to work very hard. But I think this year, everybody just really feels that we have the best hockey team. And if we go out and enjoy ourselves and play the kind of hockey we're capable of, that we were going to win hockey, you know, the hockey games. Last year, I think everybody still had a little bit of doubt, and they weren't really sure if our best was good enough. But, you know, we gained a tremendous amount of experience in winning it last year. So this year, when we came into it, we just felt so good, and there hasn't been the pressure that there was in previous years.
Is there a flaw at all? Is there a weakness? If you were looking at the Islander hockey team through the final stages of the season and through the playoffs, if you had to observe and say there's a weakness, do you think you could find one?
Gee, well, I don't know if there is a weakness. That, you know, everybody just tries so hard, and we just seem to have so much balance and so much depth. I don't know. Maybe the way having to listen to our radar all year is the only weakness there is.
Al will probably appreciate that.
No, but we have a tremendous hockey team, and we don't have any really glaring weakness. It's been a tremendous team effort all year long, and all year long, and in the playoffs it's been the same way. It's if it's not one guy doing it, it's another guy.
I like to think about specialty units when it gets down to big games, that specialty units of the New York Islanders throughout the whole playoffs, actually throughout the whole season, the power play was the best in the league all year, and it's had a phenomenal record in the playoffs. It's scared other teams into doing other things, I think. Did you see that other teams reacted differently because of the penalty situation? They did not want to take penalties?
Absolutely. When you have a power play that's been as devastating as ours been, it makes the other team really, really leery to take a penalty, and perhaps they don't play as aggressive a game as they'd like to, because they know if they take a penalty that, you know, there's a good chance they're going to get burnt, and it can change the whole game around. So our power play has been very, very intimidating, and like you said, it's been like that all year, and it makes for, you know, for us to be a stronger team, because we can play our game and know that we got, you know, great, good enough penalty killing, and it's not going to affect our game. But certainly other teams, I think, get intimidated by it.
I often think that, and I've often said that there's times when the Islanders take penalties, other teams would sooner decline and let you go back to even strength. The penalty killing, every time you send 4 guys across that bench and out onto the ice, you've intimidated the other team with the penalty killing also, with the shorthanded goals.
Well, we have you know, an awful lot of confidence in our penalty killing. We haven't got the percentage as high as we'd like to, but then again, we've scored an awful lot of goals while killing the penalties, and you know, we have a lot of fun. Penalty killing is a lot of fun. There's pressure involved, but you know, right from the goaltender out, all of us out there are just having fun and just working as hard as we can. And of course, you know, when you got 5 or 6 guys that can do a great job, you don't have to rely on 1 or 2, and that makes it easier and that makes you more effective.
But you got 3 goals in the last hockey game. Of course, you're having fun. You've got 8 in the playoffs, 10 assists, 18 points. You must be very satisfied with the way things have gone for you personally.
Yes, it has been fun. You know, this year was really important for me to do well in the playoffs, and it was important, you know, to win the Stanley Cup, and you know, to have the kind of success that I'm personally having is just like a little bit, you know, a little icing on the cake. Certainly, I don't expect to be one of the scoring stars in the playoffs. We have enough guys that can do that. I just wanted to win the cup and, you know, and enjoy and have fun. And I've got a little extra bonus going. You know, getting 3 the other night was a tremendous thrill for me. But you know, it's just something that happens. I don't worry about it. If it happens, I say great. And if it doesn't, that's fine. Just as long as we take the cup back to the island.
There's always scuttlebutt around hockey, and some of it is that Butch Goring could be a serious candidate for the Conn Smythe Award, the player that is outstanding in the playoffs. Do you think about that at all?
Well, I try not to. You know, it's again, you know, those type of things are extras. You know, and you look at the playoff series, look at the playoff series that Dennis Potvin's had, Brian Trotier's had, and Mike Bossy's had. They've all set different kinds of records throughout the whole playoff series, and you say, gee, you know, am I in the same class as those kind of guys? Because you know, I didn't set any records. I'm just going out and doing the thing that I do best and enjoying it. So I try not to think about it, but you know, if you read a paper and they're talking about you in the same breath with those guys, you know, you say, holy smokes, you know, well, I better just keep going and see what happens.
Butch, you're going to finish it off tonight?
Well, I'll tell you, we're going to give it our best effort, Eddie. We've got a lot of confidence, and we know we're a great road team, so we're very, very confident, and we're going to give it our best shot.
Butch Goring, center iceman and candidate for Conn Smythe. Good luck to you and the team, Butch Goring. We'll be back for more after these messages.
I fought a battle here and lost. When Congress wanted to deregulate the airlines, I wasn't sure Eastern could survive. I was wrong because I underestimated the people of Eastern. They worked hard to get you to fly us, and now we're flying to new cities, buying new planes, building new terminals. For the past 2 years, more people have chosen to fly Eastern than any other airline in the free world. If we want you to keep flying Eastern, and we do, we have to earn our wings every day.
On your AM radio dial, you'll find jokes, games, talk, and 1050 WHN with the music you want to hear. Eddie Rabbit, Anne Murray, Willie Nelson, Dolly Parton, Kenny Rogers. 1050 WHN.
I started Wendy's with one restaurant and a philosophy. Give people a hamburger fixed the way they want it, and don't make them wait for it. Given that, why would anyone go anyplace else?
Ain't no reason. Like that, Mr. Smooth here gets his without onions.
Give me a single Wendy's hamburger with ketchup, pickle, and lettuce. Oh, add cheese. Oh, forget the ketchup and put on a tomato.
Wendy's ain't no reason to go anyplace else.
Tim Ryan and Ed Westfall back at the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, and certainly the Islanders did what they wanted to do badly, and that was to get the first goal tonight. Even though they came from behind to win the other night, they felt if they could get the jump on them early, maybe those North Stars would fold up, this being, you know, the possible final game. Gordy Lane scored it, and you had to have the feeling the Islanders were on their way.
No question that you get the feeling it was Bossy that made the pass back. He and Trottier behind the net. That's not an easy shot. Gordy Lane got a good piece of that. He got all of it, as they say, and put it in the top corner. Good hustle behind the net. Bossy took a check knowing that he was going to get it. He took that chance in getting the puck out, and Gordy Lane made no mistake. Now, that's not a shot Gordy Lane makes that often. Mike Bossy may make it, Dennis Potvin may make it, Ryan Trottier may make it, but not Gord Lane. So these are the kind of situations that arise, and players determined to win hockey games bear down, give it a little bit extra, and that's what Gordy Lane did and got the goal.
Gee, ever since Gordy Lane got back into the lineup after having been kind of riding the pines for a while, he's just been very, very solid, and he's been outstanding in the playoffs. I guess you can go through the whole Islander defense and say they've been outstanding. Let's take a look at Hartsburg's tying goal. Remember, it came after Brad Maxwell had actually scored one that wasn't picked up, but Hartsburg, he can rip it.
Can he ever? And you can see that puck going end over end. It looked more like a knuckleball from the way it went in. You could not see too well on the screen that the puck was moving up and down, but it was much like a knuckleball. He gets a lot on it. And when the puck comes in turning slow, it ends up flat many times, and that makes it do funny things. And it looked like it dipped right in over Billy Smith's outstretched pad and beat him. But as you mentioned, Tim, Brad Maxwell earlier had put the puck in through the net. It went right through inside the goalpost, but it was not allowed. It went through so quickly no one saw it.
So they actually scored 2 and got 1. It was on the power play at 11:34, and it tied this game up at 1-1. The Islanders had 12 shots, Minnesota 13, and in this case, shots on goal were a pretty fair indication of the play. They came out even in penalties, if I'm correct. No, there were 3 to Minnesota, 3 to the Rangers, pardon me, and 2 to Minnesota. So you have to call that a dead even period. We really can throw that one out now and start playing a 40-minute game.
Well, players talk about things like that, Tim. When they start the game, they say, let's break it down into shifts. First shift, second shift, and we work it that way right through the first period. We'll break it down into shifts and periods and then the game, of course. So right now, really, nothing's been gained, nothing's been lost. Really, no one's established any direct power over the other one. It's been a very even period throughout the first period. So really, it's just eliminated one period. Now they go into the second one. This is the kind of a game, though, the Islanders can gear for quite easily, much more so than the Minnesota North Stars. They're not in the same situation mentally, one thing, but two, the Islanders possess many different games, and that's the big asset for them. They can play a hitting game, a skating game, a checking game. Anything you want to do, they can play it, and they're as good at it as anybody, any of the individual efforts, and certainly collectively.
Well, I, for one, am grateful that we saw 20 minutes of hockey like that. This has been a somewhat disappointing series in terms of the overall play, the excitement of a Stanley Cup final series. It's just been really too easy for the Islanders. Third game was exciting and a much more interesting one, but if you can stand the tension a little bit, you'd rather see 20 minutes and a 1-1 than have the Islanders go out and get 4 goals and kind of be coasting home kind of thing. I know a lot of people looking in don't agree with me, but I enjoyed that period immensely.
I think what happens too, Tim, a lot of times, people keep expecting Montreal or somebody to come along next rather than Minnesota.
Well, Minnesota is here, and they're trying to stay alive, and we'll be back for the start of the second period in just a moment.
Touch. Now Canon gives it a new meaning with the One Touch, the Canon NP120 copier. There isn't even a power switch. Just touch and copying begins instantly. You get 12 copies a minute on plain paper, without wasted time or energy. The low-cost Canon NP120, the One Touch. Turning it off is even simpler. No touch. Call toll-free for information, or contact your Canon dealer.
You can't see the hard rubber in this golf ball, but you can feel it when you drive. Hi, I'm Lee Trevino for Bridgestone's new advanced technology super filler steel-belted radial tires. You can't see the super filler of hard rubber here in the sidewall, but you can feel it when you drive. Bridgestone super filler means premium performance for starting, stopping, and cornering. Count on Bridgestone in super filler radials. Put them between you and the road. You can feel it when you drive.
Check the yellow pages for the Bridgestone dealer near you.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd beady bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard.
This is a reminder to ask about Chemical Bank savings programs and cash gifts. They'll make you a little richer.
Bum. If I were a wealthy man.
The chemistry's just right for savers at Chemical.
I fought a battle here and lost. When Congress wanted to deregulate the airlines, I wasn't sure Eastern could survive. I was wrong because I underestimated the people of Eastern. They worked hard to get you to fly us, and now we're flying to new cities, buying new planes, building new terminals. For the past 2 years, more people have chosen to fly Eastern than any other airline in the free world. If we want you to keep flying Eastern, and we do, we have to earn our wings every day.
Jim Ryan and Ed Westfall, we are live from the Bloomington Metropolitan Sports Center, and period 2 of the Stanley Cup final game number 4 about to get underway. We mentioned at the outset the last time a team won both the semifinal and final series in 8 games was back in 1970. Another interesting statistical note along that line was that the last time a team which lost the first 3 games of a final series and then won the 4th goes all the way back to 1957. The Canadians took a 3-0 lead as we look at the lineups of these two teams. The Canadians took a 3-0 lead over Boston in 1957. And the Bruins won the 4th game to stay alive before losing in 5 when the Canadians won the 5th game 5-1. So if Minnesota should pull one out here tonight and force a 5th game, it'll be all the way back to 57 since the team was able to accomplish that. The goaltending change to Don Beaupre appears to have been a good move by coach Glenn Sonmore tonight. Each goalie has now played 2 games in this series. Beaupre very sharp in the first period. And certainly inserting Paul Schmier into the lineup has made a difference thus far in the game. He had a very strong first period of play. And there's a close-up look at that area by the goalpost. I did not see them do a repair. They may indeed have done a repair. One must assume that they did once it was established that the puck had gone right through the mesh there.
Don Beaupre is playing in his 5th game of the playoffs. Gilles Meloche played in 13.
So we're underway with the Islanders who are left in blue. The North Stars who are right and white, and the Islanders dump it into the Minnesota zone, an immediate icing call. Islanders starting Merrick, Tonelli, Nystrom. In Minnesota, they have McAdam and Payne on the wings. And Kevin Maxwell, number 9, at center. They've been doing some juggling here with this line that has been Bobby Smith's unit most of the season. Took Smith off the line at game number 3. If there is a 5th game necessary, 8 o'clock Thursday night at the Nassau Coliseum. Islanders win the draw. Nystrom's pass to Trottier, broken up by Kevin Maxwell. Morrow gives it to Dennis Potvin. Potvin for Nystrom, goes deep to the corner. Nystrom in there, comes up with a loose puck, tied up by Brad Maxwell. Trying to keep it alive. Kevin Maxwell came in to break up the play, but Nystrom kept it in deep. Forechecking by the Islanders. Good breakout pass to Kevin Maxwell. Maxwell, number 9, over the blue line. Passing it off to Steve Payne. He's checked by Dennis Potvin, the puck to center ice. Greg Smith, number 23. His pass intended for Kevin Maxwell between his skates. Tonelli throws it behind his own goal to Morrow. 1-1 the score. Goals by Lane for New York, Hartsburg for Minnesota. Puck comes right out in front of the goal mouth. Beaupre played that a little bit carelessly off those back boards, and John Tonelli trying to come up with a gimme.
What he was waiting for, Beaupre, the goaltender, Tim, he was waiting to see if one of his teammates was going to get to the puck ahead of the on-rushing John Tonelli, but it did not look at the last minute. Tonelli right there, you see him out racing Hartsburg, so the goaltender Beaupre has to play it. Otherwise, John Tonelli gets a free shot at the net.
We've played a minute into this second period. Bobby Smith on the draw against Trottier, and he wins it. Minnesota brings it out. Roberts, left side to Anderson. Bobby Smith, Anderson, and Cicerelli the line. Anderson has played all 3 forward positions in this series. Bossy to Trottier. Bossy to Gillies. Gillies backhands it in. Going after it. Beaupre trying to control. Gillies beat Roberts to the puck. It's loose. Trottier to Bossy. Bossy hit the side of the net centering. Lorimer's shot way off the mark. Cicerelli on the far boards. Ahead for Anderson, too far. 40 Lane. Back for it for the Islanders. Intercepted by Bobby Smith. Right of center. Bossy with a good check. Trottier stick handles in front of his own net. Off the left side to Gillies. Gillies with Lorimer and Bossy. Gillies dumps it in. The Islanders want a change. 40 Roberts picks up the bouncing puck. Trying to take advantage of the change. The pass to Cicerelli. Langevin waiting for him. An offside pass from inside the blue line. Taken over the center red line. 18:06 to go, second period. Islanders 1, Minnesota 1.
This Bud's for everybody who puts in a hard day's work.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming through.
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
We are underway, and the Islanders Islander zone. The shot from Neil Broughton right to the chest of Billy Smith, and he squeezes that one and holds on. 1-1 the score.
One of the few mistakes you see the Islanders make in their own end of the ice. Billy Smith making the save. Dave Langevin back to get it. The puck is deflected right out in front. Number 7. Neil Broughton gets the shot away. He shot it quickly. He did not have a lot on it. It was right at Billy Smith.
Butch Goring wins the draw for Dave Langevin. Langevin trying to lug it out of his own zone. Broughton back checking. A pair of Minnesotans working on each other. Goring dumps it in wide. Paul Schmier slaps it up the boards. Brad Palmer, good pass in the middle to Broughton. Broughton to Kristoff. This is a good skating line. Poke check neatly by Langevin. North Stars trying to keep it in. Here's Hartsburg letting it fly. Deflected by Broughton over the glass and out of play.
Close call. Broughton deflecting the shot over the net. You talk about Minnesota players, native Minnesota players playing against each other. There are 6 players from Minnesota on the Minnesota North Stars, and they are Kristoff, he's from Richfield. Broughton is from Russo. Jack Carlson is from Virginia. Tom Youngins from St. Paul. Mike Pollage from Hibbing, and Don Jackson from Bloomington. And, of course, Dave Langevin for the Islanders.
Brad Maxwell dumping it into the Islander zone. Ken Morrow around for Tonelli. Tonelli's got some room, goes rink wide. Bad pass picked off by Greg Smith. Greg Smith misplays it. Nystrom takes over. He's checked. And an offside with the linesman racing to get in there, prevent Kevin Maxwell and Nystrom from getting anything started. In full view of referee Andy Van Helleman, who I think was able to impress upon them that they shouldn't tangle further.
He does not want to see any ugliness in the hockey game that has everything in the first period, everything on a positive side. A lot of hard hitting by both teams. That time, number 9, Kevin Maxwell. One of 2 Maxwells on the ice, both for Minnesota, and Bob Nystrom colliding.
Tonelli breaks through Brad Maxwell to the corner. Maxwell gives him a run at the other end. That could have been a boarding. Now Nystrom steps into Brad Maxwell, and it's going to be Nystrom getting the charge. Well, there's no question about Nystrom, but I know he's saying to Andy, hey, what about the hit by Brad Maxwell? 16:48 to go, second period. The score is tied at 1.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd beady bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard.
This is a reminder to ask about Chemical Bank savings programs and cash gifts. They'll make you a little richer.
Bum. If I were a wealthy man.
The chemistry's just right for savers at Chemical.
Bob Nystrom gets the gate for charging right here as into the corner. Maxwell, a good check on Tonelli. Nystrom came running in from behind and hit him. Andy Van Helleman had warned Nystrom a little bit earlier that he should not go too far with his scrap with Maxwell. Maxwell took a hit from Nystrom. Nystrom got the penalty.
Charging at 3:12 against Bobby Nystrom. Minnesota on the power play. This is Kristoff. Kristoff over the line. Morrow waiting for him. Trottier belts him from behind, and Trottier has the puck and shoots it down the ice. Those of you keeping score at home, on the Hartsburg goal, they changed the assist from Cicerelli to Bobby Smith. So it's Brad Maxwell and Bobby Smith assisting on Hartsburg's goal. Neil Broughton, number 7, to Gordy Roberts over the Islander line. Roberts, his pass for Broughton. Broughton circling around, turned away by Trottier. Trottier and Carroll are the penalty killers up front. Brad Maxwell off the boards for Kristoff. Got it back to Roberts. Roberts lets it fly, blocked by Trottier. Trottier is tripped by Roberts. North Stars keep it in. Broughton, poke check by Potvin. Centering pass all the way back to the blue line from Kristoff to Gordy Roberts. Brad Maxwell. Broughton. Broughton to Kristoff. Broughton. Brad Maxwell. The drive. Saved by Smith. Rebound. Broughton. Poke check by Potvin. Centering pass between the legs of Cicerelli, who's dumped by Dennis Potvin. The puck comes all the way down to the Minnesota zone.
Close call, Tim. The Islanders at one point had the puck just inside their blue line, about 5 feet, and did not get it across. Minnesota came close to scoring.
Big hip check by Dennis Potvin, Bobby Smith, and the play back in the Minnesota zone with 25 seconds left. Bobby Smith brings it up, number 15. His pass off the boards for McAdam, but Caller intercepts, and he dumps it out of the zone. 15 seconds left in the penalty to Nystrom. 1-1 hockey game. It's been a dandy. Hartsburg. Bobby Smith. Poke check by Gordy Lane. Brad Maxwell.
Good play by Lane, standing up in front of the blue line.
Steve Payne alone in front, score! McAdam. Al McAdam from Steve Payne. As McAdam burst in behind the Islander defense, was wide open in front of Billy Smith.
Gordy Lane makes a good play, standing at the blue line. He stood too long this time. And the Minnesota North Stars take advantage. Look where Lane is. He's up on the blue line checking. McAdam gets in behind him all alone and puts it away. A power play goal, 2-1 now for the Minnesota North Stars. What a big goal for Minnesota as we see McAdam. A good shot from behind the net. He put it right underneath Billy Smith as Smith goes down trying to cover the low part of the net. Standing ovation again for the Minnesota North Stars from their loyal fans, and there's lots of them. They've set an attendance record here in Minnesota, their 14-year history for the playoffs.
It was not a power play goal. It occurred 3 seconds after the penalty to Nystrom had expired. For all intents and purposes, it was on the power play. Here comes Bossy. Bossy the drive and a stick save by Beaupre. Langevin the drive. That's deflected wide. Islanders keep it in. McEwen in the slot. That's deflected wide. Gillies behind the net. Bossy behind the net. To Carroll, there'll be a penalty for cross-checking to Brad Palmer for cross-checking Billy Carroll, and the Islanders have the power play opportunity. 14-13 to go in the second period. Minnesota 2, the Islanders 1.
Good morning. In for your 1,000-mile checkup. How do you like your new Dyson 510?
Forget your pencil. I love it. No rattles, no leaks, doors fit, solid, engine purrs. Everything works. I've got no complaints.
Oh, I forgot. This is your first Dyson, isn't it?
I've never had a car like this. It's actually good for me.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
Datsun, you are driven.
It's good for you.
Brad Palmer, you saw it right there. He cross-checked. Billy Carroll gets a penalty. Hartsburg has been hurt, Tim. Hartsburg, the shot by Dave Langevin came high, just off the mark. Hartsburg was behind the net, and the puck hit him. He did not see the puck coming. You see him there on our remote camera. He is in pain. He went off the ice hurting. And I can't tell where the puck hit him. It looked like it hit him around the rib cage somewhere. It was a high shot by Langevin, and he did not see it.
Islanders win the draw. They have the power play. Bossy is checked. McEwen keeps it in. McEwen the drive. Glove save by Beaupre, and he holds on.
Good defensive work by Minnesota, keeping Clark Gillies away from the front of the net. There's Hartsburg, who is in pain. We talked about it. We're going to show the shot by Langevin. The puck goes around behind the net. Gillies to Bossy. This is not where he gets hurt, I don't think now. The puck goes to Langevin. He goes down there, but he has already been hurt at that point. He fought Trottier off behind the net, and the puck was shot earlier than that hit him. It was shot by Dave Langevin.
Trottier wins the draw again to McEwen. The shot, and it's deflected wide off the skates of Bossy. Gillies trying to center, it's blocked. North Stars behind the net. Trottier intercepts to Gillies, and that shot wide off the end of his stick. Bossy recovers. 1:36 left. Bossy misplays it and has to go out of the zone. All the way to McEwen. McEwen's pass to Trottier. Trottier to Gillies. Gillies on his off wing. Racing to the corner. Greg Smith in pursuit. Behind the net, Trottier has it. Off the boards, putt, but it came in too deep. And Trottier didn't see him coming. They'll have to organize again with 1:17 to go in the penalty. 2-1 Minnesota lead. Islanders 6 against 5. Bossy to Potvin. Potvin to Trottier. But they're standing along the blue line. That's no way to get in there. Bourne throws it in deep, and it's right to Minnesota. Greg Smith blasts it down the ice. 1 minute left in the penalty to Brad Palmer of Minnesota, who went off with cross-checking at 5:47.
Good observation, Tim. The Islanders were not moving like this. Bobby Bourne moving across.
Bourne with Goring now, and Caller. Bourne is checked. Goring after the loose puck. Broughton failed to clear, but it's outside on the pass from McEwen to Potvin. Caller in the right side. Nice move by Caller. Traffic in the slot. And it's Goring in too deep to get the shot away. Back to Potvin. Potvin, slap shot wide. Rebound, Roberts, and he shoots it down the line.
Oh, close call for the Islanders. They couldn't handle the puck, and Goring was in too close. Good chance there for Potvin, but he missed the net.
18 seconds left in the penalty. Caller's shot is wide. Rebound comes to Tonelli. To the blue line, McEwen, the drive. Score! Mike McEwen has tied it at 2 on a blast from just inside the blue line. And it was Goring cruising around in front, distracting Beaupre with 10 seconds left in the penalty. It's tied up at 2.
Mike McEwen, he's had 3 opportunities, and he made all of them right on the net. This one he beats Don Beaupre as Mike Pollitt slides out. That's 16 Pollitt. Screened on the play is goaltender Beaupre. He was screened by his own man. It appeared to be number 6. Paul Schmier. There's the shot. Beaupre did not see it. And Mike McEwen's shot from the point, a power play goal, I believe.
Yes, it was.
Power play goal ties the score at 2 apiece.
They're back at full strength. Each team has scored 1 goal on the power play. Minnesota effectively scoring their second one on the power play, but 3 seconds after it had actually expired. Nystrom keeping it deep into the Minnesota zone, but Schmier has room to Payne. He steers it ahead to McAdam. Lane waiting for McAdam and plays him perfectly. The puck loose, Lorimer and Payne after it. Payne kicks it loose, and it's brought out by Tonelli. Tonelli with Nystrom racing up the right side. Tonelli going the distance over the blue line. Still going, and finally turned back by Hartsburg, who's evidently all right. But Tonelli checks him, and Nystrom comes in to help. Forechecking by Nystrom and Tonelli, but the North Stars control a steal by Nystrom. Nystrom, at the top of the slot, is poke checked neatly, and Tonelli's pulled down by Hartsburg, no call. Back at the Islander end, it's Lorimer to Lane. 11:23 to go in the second period. Nystrom to Merrick off the boards, and Hartsburg plays him well. Steve Payne checked by Tonelli. Tonelli scrapping with Payne. Payne has the puck, lost it to Merrick. Merrick trying to get it to Potvin. He does on his backhand, changes to the forehand. Merrick the shot. It's deflected by Al McAdam. Steve Payne takes it away. Payne playing a strong game for Minnesota. Slowly to center ice. They want to change. He takes the long shot. Smith up the boards too far for Potvin, but it comes over the zone, and now Gillies dumps it back in. Cicerelli took a run at Gillies. There's going to be a penalty, I believe, to Dennis Potvin, if not to Cicerelli or both.
Tim, the Islanders had the puck. A break in the action with the score of the New York Islanders 2, the Minnesota North Stars 2.
This Bud's for the guys who make our engines purr like a kitten and roar like a lion.
This Bud's for you, for all you do. The king of beers is coming
Yeah, just for you, that distinctively clean, crisp taste that says Budweiser.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
Dennis Potvin, a high sticking penalty. The Islanders, as soon as they touch the puck, the whistle blew. Here's Cicerelli. Cicerelli taking the high stick from Dennis Potvin. He gets a little bounce from Clark Gillies also, but Potvin draws the high sticking penalty, or an elbowing penalty, excuse me. Sticks were up, elbows up, so he got the elbowing penalty. Face off in the Islanders' end. Minnesota has a power play.
Bobby Smith on the draw against Payne and McAdam. Odd circumstances there. Cicerelli was really taking a high-sticking run at Gillies, but Potvin got to him before Cicerelli made his contact. So it was Dennis who wound up with a penalty. Hartsburg down the boards to Payne. Payne is checked there by Goring. Payne pushes Goring off the puck, and Hartsburg has it. Hartsburg lets it fly. It's blocked in front, loose, and cleared out by Kenny Morrow. 1:40 remaining in the penalty to Dennis Potvin. Morrow and Langevin are the Islander defenders. Carroll comes on for Trottier. Goring, the deep forechecker. Smith, Bobby Smith, out of his own zone. Lanky centerman works his way over the blue line, past two Islanders. Finally, Goring rubs him into the boards. Morrow and Al McAdam go to the corner together, and Morrow with a neat move and shoots it out. Good play by Ken Morrow.
Not many times you see Dave Langevin rush out, make a misplay as he tried to there on Smith. He ran out at him, which is a no-no. Fans want a penalty now on Billy Carroll taking down Brad Maxwell.
Oh, Maxwell grabbed his stick.
I understand. Saying that the fans wanted it.
Brad Maxwell's shot is blocked by Morrow, and he skates it out 3-on-2 with Carroll and Bourne. And Bourne is offside on the left wing, and Bobby Bourne, unhappy, I guess, at both himself and Morrow. He said, hey, give me the puck. I can skate faster than you, Kenny.
Oh, no question. He was in the clear. Unfortunately, Ken Morrow, not being in that position that often, where he's a center iceman, did not pick up and see Bob Bourne racing. He had outlegged his back checker down the left side. Had Morrow been able to just tip the puck through to him, a little flip pass, and in would have gone Bob Bourne. He did not see him. It was offside. Billy Carroll on the other side.
Gordy Lane and Cicerelli doing a little stick jousting as they line up over on the left wing side for the Islanders. Lane is the up man here with the Islanders, a man short.
All right, now there's a fan.
That's a fan.
See a lot of blondes here in Minnesota. There's a beautiful blonde.
I was watching the game. You were watching the monitor.
I'm supposed to watch the monitor, Tim Ryan. I'm supposed to keep an eye for replays. Could we have one there, please?
Bob Bourne inside the line, backhands it in over the goal line. 37 seconds left in Potvin's penalty. Giles to Broughton. Broughton up the right side for Cicerelli, and he shoots it right at Gordy Lane. Here's Broughton following on that rebound, but he misplayed it to Kristoff. And Lorimer lifts the puck down deep into the Minnesota zone. Goring in deep against Giles. Giles is tied up by Goring momentarily and forced back the other way. 15 seconds left in the penalty. Left side pass for Steve Kristoff. Kristoff, bad pass, but Broughton came back to field it nicely with Kaller there covering. Broughton forced back by Kaller with a pass to Giles off to Roberts. The penalty will be over as it's shot into the Islander zone. And hopefully Minnesota had a shot on goal. Kristoff is neatly poke checked by Lane. Kristoff again. That shot saved by Smith. Rebound try by Cicerelli to stuff it. Smith played him perfectly. And Lorimer knocked Cicerelli flying. They both go down, and here they go. Potvin at the other end. The shot. Score! Dennis Potvin. And there's a fight at the Islander end. What happens here? The puck is in the net.
The whistle blows.
Van Helleman blown the whistle.
Unfortunately, yes, they all headed for the fight. Dennis Potvin did not know it. Cicerelli hit Bobby Lorimer with a cross check from behind. That's where I picked it up. I don't want to play the homer part here, but that's where I saw Potvin continued down. The fans were roaring. I don't think that Potvin could hear the whistle. He put the puck in the net.
Well, I couldn't hear the whistle either, but I'll tell you, all of the players except the two principals in the fight played that out, including the goaltender, Beaupre. But Andy Van Helleman had turned around and gone back to the fight, so we have to assume that he did blow the whistle. Now there's a fan getting into it over the glass, and the Islanders responding, banging on the glass with their sticks. Gordy Lane, at the moment, unhappy with that fan, and the fan is continuing to reach over the top of the glass and get his 2 cents with him.
Well, they should open the door and let him out.
Yeah, they should. You know, this is the first incident of this kind I've seen in Minnesota. We've been complimenting their fans on outstanding behavior in these 2 games here in Minnesota. They've been enthusiastic but very courteous and fair. 8:30 to go in the second period. The goal does not count. Major penalties assessed. It is Minnesota 2, the Islanders 2. Well, we've had it all here in the early going with 8:30 still to go in the second period. The fan who was involved is apparently at least leaving the section, if not the building. Whether he's being escorted out by a security man, we're not
Here's
sure.
the replay, Tim. Now, there's Bobby Lorimer in front of the net. Billy Smith makes the save. Behind the net, Cicerelli. Lorimer, oh no, Lorimer give him a left hook or right hook. Then went up as Dennis Potvin goes. Now the whistle blows because behind the play right now, as Dennis Potvin goes in, the players stop. Potvin puts the puck in the net at the other end. Cicerelli came up behind.
My point is that this is a tough break because every other player is playing this puck
right
except
here
the 2 principals.
Right there. See number
Number 10 on the play, Gordy Roberts stopped. He let Potvin go through. The stick flew
Well,
out
he
of his
may
teammate.
have. He might have been the only guy that realized play had stopped. Anyway, the goal doesn't count, but it's both teams have now had a tough break because Brad Maxwell scored, and they had to score twice to get their power play goal, the first one back in the first period. The Islanders score a goal here, and it's called back because play had expired with a fight developing at the other end between Lorimer and Cicerelli.
Do we know what the call is, Tim,
well,
on the penalties?
It's got to be roughing, I assume, because what happened after that first play by Lorimer, Cicerelli came up and hit Lorimer from behind as Lorimer was coming up the ice for Potvin's play, and they got tumbling over at each other. And they only have one up here, but they're both going to the penalty box.
Bobby Lorimer had really taken a good run at Cicerelli. Cicerelli going behind the net. Lorimer kind of straight-armed him a little bit. Gave him a bit of a roughing as he went behind the net, and as the play went up the ice with Potvin, Lorimer turned to head up the ice. Cicerelli came up behind him, cross-checked him across the back, the shoulders, knocked him down and started to throw punches at him. And boy, there are some good-looking ladies here in Minnesota.
I saw that one too.
The cameramen here are really sharp, aren't they?
Well, they got 7 cameras. That's the difference. Fighting and a cross-checking to Cicerelli. So the Islanders wind up with the extra 2 minutes on this penalty situation. They each get 5-minute majors for fighting. Cicerelli got 2 for his cross-check. Lorimer got nothing for what we saw at the beginning of that incident. Greg Smith brings it in over the line and dumps it in deep. Potvin in the corner. Checked by Young Hands, but got it off to McEwen ahead to Gillies. Islanders on the power play. Here's Bossy trying to break in on goal. He's forced wide, still has the puck. Bossy circling around, feeds Potvin at the blue line. Potvin over to McEwen. McEwen, who has one already, back to Potvin. 1:20 left in the penalty to Cicerelli. Down the boards to Trottier to McEwen. McEwen the drive wide. Rebound off the backboards is poked away by Brad Maxwell and Young Hands. Cannot clear. Good stop by Potvin. Potvin, he shoots. Save, Beaupre, loose puck. Bouncing puck, and it's Trottier trying to get control, but Brad Maxwell shoots it out. 1 minute left in the penalty.
Play's going to be stopped, Tim. There's a high stick called by the linesman, Leon Stickle. As the puck was being shot out, it was knocked down by number 16, Mike McEwen. Dennis Potvin picked up the puck, and the whistle blew.
Well, we've had plenty of excitement in this hockey game. 11:30 the time of those penalties.
Good opportunity here. Dennis Potvin walks all the way in from the point. He lets the shot go. It's right at Don Beaupre. Rebound chances. Gilly is laying on top. Trottier tried to get the rebound, but it had eluded him into the corner.
Hartsburg kept it in deep as the North Stars won the draw. McEwen being forechecked by Broughton. Fires it all the way around to Bobby Bourne. 45 seconds left in the penalty. Bourne is checked, but gets it back again. 40 seconds left. Kaller, good play by Paul Schmier. Kaller trying to get it to Goring.
You're right. What a play is right. A good move by Schmier. Goring was on his way to the net all alone. Had Schmier not reached out and knocked down the pass.
26 seconds left in the penalty. Here comes Kaller. Kaller puts the brakes on, lost control of the puck. Neil Broughton dumps it deep for Hartsburg. Hartsburg behind the net. Hartsburg met there by Goring. Goring scrapping behind that goal. The puck loose to the near corner, and Hartsburg banks it off the boards and down the ice. That's going to use up the penalty against Cicerelli, his minor penalty. Potvin firing it around for Nystrom. Nystrom fields it well. The penalty is over. Nystrom takes a hit, and the puck is dumped out to center ice. Crowd comes alive. Payne, the shot right on. Saved by Billy Smith, and he dives on the rebound. The crowd on its feet, appreciating the penalty-killing work of the Minnesota North Stars. And we have 6:20 to go, second period. Islanders 2, Minnesota 2.
This is Scott's Grow Flowers fertilizer. Sprinkle some around your flowers, wait a few weeks, and watch the fireworks.
We're live from the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. 2-2 in some hockey game. 6:20 remaining in the second period. Minnesota has just done a fine job of killing off a penalty.
Close look at Kevin Maxwell on the draw, but the Islanders control. Gordy Lane brings it up. Lane left side to Trottier. Trottier flips it in. Merrick, Nystrom, now Tonelli comes on for Trottier. Merrick bumps Giles off the puck and gets a face-off deep in the Minnesota zone. 6:05 to go, second period, a 2-2 hockey game. Each team has scored a goal that didn't count. And here's an opportunity for Minnesota just moments ago.
That's Steve Payne as he crosses the Islanders line. He lets the shot go. Billy Smith did not have any trouble handling the puck. It was a 3-on-2, something the Islanders do not give up too often. But Minnesota had an opportunity.
Lane, a high shot, it hit Giles as the Islanders again won the draw. Gordy Roberts in difficulty against Tonelli. Tonelli to Merrick. Merrick behind the goal line is tied up by Kevin Maxwell. And the puck is held for a face-off. Two North Stars combining on Merrick back there, Maxwell and Gordy Roberts.
Wayne Merrick has had himself another fine playoff. Seems to have somewhat mediocre seasons, but when it comes to playoff hockey, he brings it all together. Fine article on him in the New York Times today, written by Dave Anderson.
You suppose they paid for a ticket for that stuffed bear there?
He's a cute fella, and he's sitting, you're right, he's sitting in his seat.
Hard to get a ticket for this hockey game. Some fan sees that here in Minnesota is going to be a little upset.
Well, yes. I think maybe the teddy bear has his mascot with him.
Islanders win the draw. Lane lets it fly. Stick save by Beaupre and a rebound knocked wide. Brad Maxwell to Broughton to Kristoff. Kristoff with Brad Palmer over the line. Taken wide by Lane. Kristoff centers and Billy Smith broke it up. A pileup of bodies behind the net. And play is called with a puck underneath.
And it's Kristoff. The hitting is getting heavy. Gord Lane that time as he takes Kristoff into the end boards. Gives them a little bit extra rather than just ride him out of the play. Watch here as he takes him in. Boom. Takes him right off his feet. Sign of the intensity of the hockey game. They both went to the ice. The puck underneath them. That's the stoppage of play we have. With 5:29 remaining in the second period, it's still 2-2.
Islanders have had 2 power play chances in this period, scored on 1. Minnesota's had 2 chances and not scored. Their goal came with the teams at full strength. Billy Smith comes out to knock down that high flip shot. Brad Palmer centering pass comes all the way to the blue line. Brad Maxwell fakes the shot, and Bobby Bourne forces him wide. A penalty coming up for the Islanders. A loose puck, and Billy Smith plucks it out of the air. What a play by goalie Billy Smith. But the Islanders have another penalty coming.
Dave Langevin's going to get the gate for tripping. Andy Van Helleman points him to the box. He keeps an eye on the players around the net. As Langevin skates in, another penalty to the Islanders. A tripping penalty. 2-2 score. Minnesota gets a power play advantage. There's Bobby Lorimer. He's still in the box or fighting, along with Gino Cicerelli, who is sitting just to the right of Dave Langevin and Bob Lorimer. The Islanders a man short for the next 2 minutes. 5:06 remaining in the second period.
So this is the third power play chance for the Minnesota North Stars in this period.
Here's Billy Smith, a camera angle from behind the net as the puck comes in front. It deflects. There isn't a Minnesota player standing close enough. It went off one of the Islanders. Billy Smith very alertly made the save.
Brilliant play by Billy Smith. North Stars control the draw. Hartsburg shot way off the mark. Butch Goring with it. He's got some room. Trottier directing traffic as he shoots it into the Minnesota zone. Trottier off, Carroll on. 1:45 to go in Langevin's penalty. A 2-2 hockey game. It has been the best game of the series, if not even close for second place, as we are now 4 games into the Stanley Cup final. 4:40 to go in the second period. Billy Carroll stops Steve Payne at center ice. Goring going in first to forecheck. Hartsburg organizing the power play. Payne, McAdam, Bobby Smith, the forward line. McAdam's pass, blocked by Billy Carroll. Brad Maxwell handed it right to Dennis Potvin. Potvin shot it right back at Brad Maxwell, and that created the offside.
Number 4, Hartsburg, Tim, does not seem to be himself at this point. He missed the net wide, missed it by a lot. A shot from the point. Point men on power plays. Coaches tell them time and time again, don't miss the net. You miss the net, it goes right around. Usually it goes right out across the blue line. You're working for the other team in that case. And then he made a bad pass right after that. I'm wondering if the injury that he received from Dave Langevin's shot is affecting him.
Good effort by Bob Bourne, winning the draw and getting it into the Minnesota zone. Gordy Roberts, 1:05 left in the penalty. Roberts dumps it into the Islander zone. Morrow will be first back for it with Broughton on his tail. Up the boards for Caller. Caller gets it and clears it out to center ice. Giles quickly over now. And it's Brad Palmer dipsy-doodling around off the skates of Bourne with his pass. It deflects to the Minnesota blue line. 44 seconds left in the penalty. Gordy Roberts backhands it in. Morrow goes back for it deep. Morrow bangs it off the boards and down the ice. 35 seconds left in the penalty.
Penalty killers have shone throughout the game so far. 3:34 remaining in the second period.
Bobby Smith, long-gaited young man over the blue line. Drop pass for Gordy Roberts. Bobby Smith in front for Steve Payne. Dennis Potvin broke it up. The crowd was on its feet in anticipation of a play on the goal, but none came. Goring dumps it over the line. 10 seconds left with Carroll forechecking deep. Bobby Smith comes out the other way, is met there by Goring, off to McAdam. McAdam, rink wide for Greg Smith. The penalty is over. And at the blue line, McAdam controlling to Payne, too far. Payne drops it for Greg Smith in the slot for Bobby Smith. Bobby Smith still handling the puck. Out to Payne. The shot is cleared away as Potvin knocked McAdam off the puck. McEwen up the left side. Gets it out for Dave Langevin. Langevin 3-on-2 to Goring. Goring, the shot for Langevin. Big save by Beaupre as Langevin tried to steer it in. A near steal by Carroll as McAdam misplayed the puck. The team's at 6 aside. It is McAdam to Steve Payne. Lane steps into him, and Payne's pass right to Clark Gillies as the teams change on the go. McEwen back to Gordy Lane. Lane up to center ice. Gillies gets it from Trottier. Gillies stick handling, and he's checked by Brad Palmer. Palmer off the boards for Broughton. Broughton, number 7, bad pass, picked off by McEwen. McEwen trying to get started, goes to Bossy. Bossy stick handling, breaks through and can't get the shot away as Greg Smith got a piece of him. Behind the net, the puck is underneath Brad Maxwell, and play is called. We have had some kind of excitement here.
What a move by Mike Bossy as he tries to get through to get the play on the net. He loses his balance and goes down. He had his defenseman beaten. Good action, you're right, Tim. Good skating, good checking all the way through the second period again. Sometimes you wonder whether teams can continue the pace that they started in the first period. The pace has not slackened in the second. If anything, in places, it has picked up. This is Bossy as he goes around, number 23, Greg Smith, but Smith got his stick out. Bossy tripped over it, did not get the play at the net.
Back live, Lorimer, and a pad save by Beaupre with 1:59 to go in the second period. Broughton out the right side, Kristoff. Kristoff watched by Lane, slap shot deflected by Lane, and Lorimer clears it off the end boards. Bossy breaking out with Lane and Trottier. Trottier on the right wing boards. Waiting for him is Hartsburg. Dumps deep to the corner for Bossy. Bossy looking for a man in front, and Broughton checks him well. Bossy poking at it, but Schmier controls. Kristoff out the right side. Tonelli came back to take it away from him, and it shot in offside. Minute and a half remaining in this second period. Still tied at 2. Coming up at the end of this period, we'll be chatting with General Manager Bill Torrey of the New York Islanders. And a little special feature that we're not going to tell you anything more about, but don't stay away too long at the refrigerator, because I think you're going to enjoy what you're going to see. Merrick, Nystrom, Tonelli, Potvin, Morrow. Islanders control with 1:25 to play in the second period. Morrow flips it in. Beaupre has been very sharp tonight, controls it to Roberts. Roberts ahead to Payne on the left wing side. Payne takes the long shot off the corner boards. Nystrom has McAdam covered like a blanket. The puck loose, and Potvin lost it to Payne. Payne trying to feed the blue line, but it comes out, and it's fielded by Gordy Roberts, who gives it to Giles. 1 minute to go, second period. Off the backboards, Billy Smith clears for Morrow. It got past Nystrom. Roberts, the pass to the far side. The drive from a sharp angle. Billy Smith stopping Al McAdam. Payne puts a good hit on Potvin, but Potvin calmly controlled to Merrick. To Nystrom. Over center ice, he dumps it in. 40 seconds left in the period. Roberts, number 10. Steve Payne. Payne a threat every time he has the puck. Good back checking by John Tonelli to Nystrom, 2-on-2. Giles and Greg Smith waiting. Nystrom gets by one. The shot. Big save by Beaupre. Reaching out with his glove and smothered by his defenseman as they both fell together. What a play by Nystrom. What a save by Beaupre.
Bob Nystrom, again proving that he loves the left side. He goes down the left wing. John Tonelli, what a move he makes to steal the puck. From Minnesota, right at the Islander blue line. Right there, he steals it from Payne. Takes the puck, gives it to Bob Nystrom. Nystrom down the left side. Now, he's been very much at home there as he walks around. Number 2, Giles, and lets the shot go. Look at the save Beaupre makes as his other defenseman falls backwards over his leg. All kinds of action, all kinds of good plays on both sides.
23 seconds to go in the second period. Bobby Smith gives it to Brad Maxwell. Minnesota starting out slowly here, what will be the last rush of the period. Bobby Smith now gathering speed over center ice. Takes the slap shot. Pad saved by Billy Smith. Caller couldn't get it out. Greg Smith, his shot deflected by Lorimer. And there'll be a face-off with 5 seconds left to the right of Billy Smith.
A careless play. Billy Smith makes the save, and Andy Caller went to clear it. What he wants to do is clear it across the blue line to keep Minnesota out of the end. There's the shot by Bobby Smith. Good leg save by Billy Smith. The rebound comes right out in front. Caller went to clear it, and he did not clear it out. Minnesota gets another shot. It's deflected over the glass. The face-off ends up in the Islanders' end with 5 seconds, where it should have been out in the center ice area with play still in motion.
Bobby Smith, Kent-Eric Anderson, Dino Ciccarelli, Greg Smith, Brad Maxwell. And the Islanders have Wayne Merrick on the draw against Ciccarelli now. Ciccarelli won it, but Bobby Smith missed it. 3 seconds left. Greg Smith, the pass in front, the shot, score! No goal! No goal! The red light did not come on. The period was over. The period was over. That's twice it has happened to Minnesota. The green light is on. There is no red light on. The Islanders get a break there. It happened at the Coliseum in game number 2, and it happened again here tonight in game number 4. We've had 3 goals gone in the net that haven't counted.
We just talked about the fact that the face-off should never have been in the Islanders' end, and here Minnesota takes advantage of it. They move it back and forth. Now watch here, right across the goal mouth. There's a shot that goes in, but the goal light can't go on. That was a lot closer, Tim Ryan, than the one in Nassau Coliseum. The puck, no question, got in, but the green light was on. The red light could not come on. So Minnesota, a fraction of a second away from taking the lead.
14. What am I looking at that clock for? The score at the end of 2 periods. The Islanders 2, Minnesota 2. We'll return to Bloomington in just a moment. Tim Ryan back here at the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, and wow, we got a hockey game on our hands. This is what a Stanley Cup final is supposed to be about. We're seeing it all here tonight. In fact, you're getting a little bit more because 3 goals were scored that didn't count one way or another. Twice by Minnesota, once by the Islanders, and in each case they could not count. The one that went through the net, the goal judge didn't see it, nor did the referee. The Islanders scored when the play had been stopped because of a fight back in their end. And then we had one right there at the end of the period with the light that signals the end of the period automatically canceling out the red goal light on Minnesota's goal. So it stands 2-2, and we've now got a 20-minute hockey game to play unless overtime is needed to settle it. McAdam from Payne and Brad Maxwell at 5:15, right at the end of a power play with Nystrom off for charging. Then McEwen scored on the power play from Tonelli, and Caller his 5th goal of the playoffs. That came at 7:37 with Palmer off for cross-checking. The Islanders outshot Minnesota 12-10. Billy Smith and Don Beaupre have been brilliant in goal. We've just seen superior Stanley Cup-style hockey really for the first time in this series, and it's a pleasure to bring it to you on Channel 9. Upcoming momentarily will be an interview with General Manager Bill Troy that we'll be doing live here in Bloomington. But just prior to that, we want you to watch because you're going to see something kind of special. Everybody knows about the relationship, a friendly one between Lou Nanne, the general manager of the North Stars, and Bill Troy, the general manager of the Islanders. These guys are very friendly but very strong rivals. You're going to see something kind of special. That's coming up when we return to Bloomington in a moment.
This Bud's for the guys who got what it takes to shake,
His hospitality is second to none. Playing his team so far has been fun. He's been kind and generous almost to a fault. Unfortunately, the time has come to bring it to a halt. He's known around the league as Sweet Lou from the Sioux, but if we win the game tonight, you'll really be in a stew. You're hoping tonight your team will score. As for me, I'm hoping we do it in 4.
I thought you were supposed to give me 4 lines. Well, the only thing I could say is here you are on TV, Hockey Night in Canada, USA Network 2. The least you could do is dress up like Sweet Lou. So please go to your clothier and tell him you'd like to buy an expensive blazer, a better pair of slacks, and certainly a full tie. And for you, this is a book of poems that we've written for a year and a half, so I just want to give you a presentation of it.
Oh, Louis, thanks very much.
And be nice to us tonight.
I'll be as nice as we have been so far.
Robert Frost, he's not, but pretty good general manager, along with his counterpart, Lou Nandy. That is some of the worst poetry I've ever heard, next to Muhammad Ali, I'd say. But it's a great rivalry you have with Lou.
Well, it's a way of working off nervous energy. It's something we started a year ago in the playoffs when his team made it. He was nervous one day on the phone, so I sent him a poem to give him a few laughs, and then they won the game. And so the next game he called me and he says, "Where's my poem?" He says, "I need my poem." So we started exchanging poems. So in playoff times, there's not much managers can do other than pace or smoke or chew or whatever. So this is how it all came about.
I understand you've already given him some advice on how to string the nets here.
Well, I told him, I said, I saw his crew in here today. They were tightening them down pretty good, so you can see the result of them there.
Bill, do you sit or do you watch a hockey game like this and walk up and down?
Well, I prefer to walk, but it's a little tight around here, so I don't have much walking room. So I've sat so far tonight, I don't know what I'm going to do the third period. Probably walk.
Can you enjoy a game like this?
Well,
like we do?
Well, I don't know if I can like you do, but it's a great game. I think this is one of the truly the great kind of a game you like to have in a Stanley Cup final, and I think it's a credit to the two teams. They've had long, grinding playoff series, and yet they're giving everything they can out there tonight. The goaltending has been great, and there's been good plays on both sides. There's good physical contact, a little chippy at times, but that, when you consider what's at stake and the positions of the two teams, that's, I think, a little bit understandable, but I just think it's been a great hocky game. Minnesota might have had some long grinding series. Your club hasn't, just a 6-gamer against Edmonton. In fact, their idea seems to be to get this one over as quickly as possible so that they would have had a fairly easy romp game-wise through the playoffs. How important was it today when the team met at noon talking about winning on the road and winning in 4? Well, you don't think in terms of winning on the road or winning at home. You think in terms of what you have to do to get the job done. As Eddie knows, when you get into the finals, you take it period by period, step by step, and we've done it through 3 wins, and so now it's not in terms of where we are, we need one more.
I got to ask you this. Does it bother you in the middle of the Stanley Cup playoffs, in fact, it was in the final round, but all of a sudden, at least one writer, maybe a couple of others, start to write stories about the guys who might not be back the following year?
Well, I think it's poor timing on their part, if you want my honest opinion, because what is anybody interested in right now? They're interested in the games. You got all summer to worry about those problems, which I probably will all summer. But to me, that's my own honest opinion. But I don't write for a living. I do other things. So I suppose they think it's important. To me, right now, what's important is the game and the teams and what players are doing in the games. And that's my opinion.
Eddie, would that affect the players involved, being written about, contracts and so on, right in the middle of the Stanley Cup?
I wouldn't think so, Tim. Players at this point have only one thing on their mind, and that is, how good can I play the next shift I'm going to play? And what can I do to get this team through and win the Stanley Cup? The rest of it is inconsequential when they sit down in meetings, when they sit down to eat together. What they're talking about is how they're going to play the Minnesota North Stars. And they probably don't read what everybody else gets a chance to read.
Bill, you got a pick for the Conn Smythe Trophy?
No, that's a job for the press. All I'm concerned about is the one trophy.
You do have a pick for the Stanley Cup.
Oh, yes, very definitely.
All right, thanks, Bill. Good luck to you. Appreciate your coming on, especially in this state of nervous tension. We've got a couple of nurses to get you back to the other side.
We'll be there, Timmy.
Bill Torrey, general manager of the Islanders. We're coming up with the third period of the Stanley Cup final in just a moment.
Our guests this evening...
From America, for America.
Tim Ryan with Ed Westfall back at the Met Center in Bloomington. 2-2 at the end of 2, and quite a hockey game. We're looking forward to the rest of it. Let's show you those 2 goals here, Eddie, and have a look at the goal by McAdam that came 3 seconds after the end of the Islanders' penalty.
I had thought that the penalty was not over, but obviously it was. Payne and Maxwell are going to get the assist. And right there, a good pass. Gordy Lane had committed himself at the blue line earlier and made a fine play. He did it again, but he got caught. He got trapped up the ice. McAdam got in behind him, and you can see the puck went right underneath Billy Smith. Good move by McAdam. He had to shoot the puck very quickly, or Billy Smith would have gotten down low enough to get it.
Steve Payne delivered the pass to him, and there's really not a weakness in his game. He plays both ends of the ice. He handles it. He can pass it. He can shoot it. They've got themselves a future superstar.
They did not have a good season, though, Tim. The line that was so spectacular last year in the playoffs did not play well during the season, but they have come alive again in the playoffs.
Payne particularly. Now let's take a look at the Islander goal. It was Mike McEwen getting it with Palmer off for cross-checking.
You can see there that the play was definitely screened as the Minnesota defenseman come out from the side of the net. McEwen had at least 3 chances earlier. He got good shots away, and Beaupre made the saves, but this one, Beaupre did not see the puck until it was across over his shoulder and in the net.
Tonelli and Caller got the assist. That came at 7:37. They went the rest of the way without getting a goal, as Beaupre and Billy Smith have just been brilliant in the nets, and that's what you like to see in the Stanley Cup game. This crowd is really getting its money's worth here tonight. They're contributing greatly to the excitement of the game. So the teams are out on the ice. We'll have the opening face-off of the third period in a moment.
This is the oil that saves you gas. And this is a new oil that saves you gas. Mobil Super. It costs a lot less. But Mobil One does a lot more. It can take you around the world. 25,000 miles without an oil change. Now for Mobil, 2 oils that save you gas.
Johnson didn't do anything I wouldn't do if I was in his boots. And if I thought the killing would stop here, I'd let him go.
Charles Bronson.
You can't stop it.
Lee Marvin. Death Hunt, based on the true story of one of the greatest manhunts ever, and of 2 rivals who clash as enemies, but in the end, triumph. Death Hunt, rated R.
Starts Friday at a specially selected theater near you.
When I first started doing Eastern commercials, I was almost apologetic. That was 1976, and service wasn't as good as it should have been. A lot has changed since then, and people seem to know it. Because for 2 years in a row, more people have chosen to fly Eastern than any other airline in the free world. That tells me our people are doing a fine job. After all, I may get you to try Eastern once, but they're the ones who get you to come back. At Eastern, we have to earn our wings every day.
Come to Belmont Park. If you're out to have a good time, you can't lose.
Thousands were cheering for you. You didn't let them down.
There is no quit in the Minnesota North Stars, and there is none in their fans, as they are going the distance here, trying to keep this series alive despite being down 3-0. Potvin to Tonelli as the Islanders start to our right in blue and take the puck into the Minnesota zone. Nice from centering pass. Schmier breaks it up, and it's picked up by Brad Maxwell, and his pass out picked off by Morrow. Morrow dumps it in. The Islanders start. Merrick, Tonelli, and Nystrom. There's Tonelli. Forechecking, tough on Greg Smith, comes up with a puck. passing it to Merrick. It comes to the blue line. Potvin a drive wide. Rebound up the left boards for Steve Payne. His pass, a bad one, into the Islander zone. No icing on the play, and Dennis Potvin takes over. The North Stars send out Cicerelli with Bobby Smith and Anderson. Potvin circling around at center ice. Bossy is on with him. Over the line they go. Potvin's dumped. The puck into the slot. Giles clears. Off the boards, but not out. Here's Trottier. Trottier, and it's a good defensive play by Greg Smith, forcing him wide. Bossy from Trottier. Bossy with traffic in front, feeds the blue line. Lorimer, the drive is blocked by Bobby Smith. Puck loose at the blue line. Smith lost it back to Bob Lorimer. Lorimer to Gillies. Gillies over center ice. Shoots it in. Bossy going in deep. Giles is back. Beaupre clears it up the boards. Anderson starts Bobby Smith away. Smith over the Islander line. Smith has been tramping tonight. Takes a hit from Lorimer. The puck picked off by Trottier. Trottier behind his own net. Ryan Trottier in difficulty against Cicerelli. Cicerelli's been a pest throughout the 4 games. Bobby Smith and Lane. Lorimer off the glass. It rides along the top of the board. Bossy gets a piece of the puck. Fires it, but yes, passed. The defender, Gordy Roberts, out to center ice. Roberts number 10, Schmier number 6, the defensive pairing for Minnesota. The pass up the middle to Cicerelli. Cicerelli ahead on the right side for Broughton too far. Lane and Broughton to the corner. Broughton trying to tie up Lane and get the face-off, and he does.
Period start is the way we expected it, Tim. It come out, both teams working very hard. The Islanders skating, checking. They tried to get the Bossy line on and get something happening right away, like an overtime period. When you think about it, it is.
There's a look from outside the net center. Drive right on here inside from Kristoff, and a chest save by Billy Smith. That camera atop Metropolitan Stadium where the Vikings and the Twins play across the parking lot from the arena. Bobby Bourne in deep in the Minnesota zone to Goring behind the net. Hartsburg checking him. Hartsburg has the puck. Up the boards it comes to Langevin. Langevin shot off the skate. Rebounds to the blue line. Langevin throws it in deep. Behind the net, Goring gathers it in. To Bourne. Goring again. Takes a heavy check from Schmier. Puck still loose. Goring and Schmier for it, and Schmier comes up with the puck. Paul Schmier has been a big asset to Minnesota in this hockey game. Kaller to McEwen. Back for Kaller. Kaller trying to get around Hartsburg. He does. Kaller breaks on the shot. Stick save by Beaupre. Rebound taken by Brad Palmer, who dumps it down into the Islander zone. Back for it, Langevin. Minnesota changing on the go. Kevin Maxwell comes on with Payne. McAdam forechecking in deep. He lost his stick on the play. Merrick comes in. McAdam doing a good job here. McEwen ties him up. And they get a face-off again in Islander territory. 16:54 remaining, third period. Islanders 2, Minnesota 2.
One more set, guys? Nah, you guys are just too tough today. For Michelob Light?
You should have quit while you were ahead.
Would good friends go at it this hard just for a beer? Consider its Michelob Light, the rich, smooth taste you can compare to any beer you like.
I don't get it. You guys killed us.
Don't blame us. You suggested we play for a Michelob Light.
Michelob Light. Compare the taste.
When you think about it, I was talking about overtime. It wouldn't be any different, really, the way these teams have to play the third period as if it was overtime.
2-2 the score. Ed Westfall with Tim Ryan here. We are live from Bloomington, Minnesota. Stanley Cup final game number 4. Islanders trying to sweep it for an 8-game sweep of the semifinals and finals. Quite an accomplishment. But they have not won this yet by a long shot. Potvin behind his own goal. Up the boards for Nystrom. Nystrom, Trottier, Merrick. A mixed unit out there. Now they get Trottier off and Tonelli on. Payne. Nystrom forechecking. Kevin Maxwell steers it away from Merrick. It pops out to center ice, and Dennis Potvin gives it to Tonelli. Back for Morrow as they organize. Over center ice. Morrow flips it in. Tonelli racing after it. Beaupre shoots it back to the corner. Merrick is there with Payne. Merrick, pardon me, kicks a pass to Tonelli. He's hauled down on the near boards. Puck is shot over the glass by Kevin Maxwell, and play is called. 15:56 to go in the third period. Islanders 2, Minnesota 2.
You may have heard that I'm leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm taking 4 tough Steelers with me and getting $50 for it. It's the big Uniroyal $50 trade-in. Buy 4 quality Steelers and get $50 back in the mail. And you'll have the highest treadwear rated tire that Uniroyal makes. But hurry, a deal this great won't last forever. So get your backfield in motion.
Offer good until June 13th only at these participating Uniroyal dealers. When you compare, you want Uniroyal there.
We're back live. Gordy Lane shooting it in. Clark Gillies just hit the goalpost while we were away on the short side, and the Islanders have control of the puck. Bob Lorimer back inside his own zone. We have all kinds of close calls tonight. We've had 3 goals disallowed. Carroll over the line, dipsy-doodling. Number 25 to Gillies. Good pass, but he couldn't tee it up. It dribbles to Bossy, and he couldn't get the shot away. And the North Stars bring it out. Giles. Interception by Carroll. Carroll getting Bossy onside, trying to control play, dumps it into the North Star zone, and the Islanders change on the go. Caller, Goring, Sutter over the boards. Gordy Roberts slugs it to center ice, shoots it into the Islander end. Mike McEwen there, off for Goring. Goring with Caller. Goring a 3-goal man in game 3. Breaks in on goal, but Beaupre clears it away. At the blue line, Longevin's drive deflected wide by Caller. Sutter on the far boards. Sutter takes a bump, trying to control the play there. He's tied up by Roberts. And the North Stars come out. Cicerelli, slap shot way up into the seats. Ooh, I hope that didn't hit anybody. My goodness. Cicerelli didn't hit anything on the way out of the rink. 14:35 to go in the 3rd period. At the score, the Islanders 2, Minnesota 2.
We've got the same car.
Datsun 200 SX. Isn't the mileage beautiful?
Beautiful.
Don't you love the acceleration?
Love it.
Isn't Datsun driven?
Driven.
It's so easy to fall in love with a Datsun 200 SX.
Is it as good for you as it is for me?
Yeah.
It's good for you. It's good for you.
That is not the bench you're looking at. That's the stick room in the Minnesota dressing room. They don't carry that many sticks on the bench. They're all the same.
They got a good supply back there in case they run out, obviously. Here comes Sutter. Takes a long shot, deflected wide by Hartsburg. Caller in deep. Goring comes in. Langevin keeps it in. Sutter top of the slot, knocking it down with his hand, but couldn't get control. Goring to Sutter, jumped over his stick. Kristoff out the left side. Gets it to Broughton to Palmer. Palmer by himself, and a good defensive play by McEwen. McEwen up the boards for Sutter. Goring picks up the loose puck. He's got Caller with him. Sutter breaking. Sutter on the right wing. Sutter checked from behind as he was about to release it. Centers it, and Schmier clears the puck back to the corner. Sutter controlling again, but Schmier once more intercepts. Schmier up the left side for Brad Palmer. There'll be a penalty to Caller for tripping Brad Palmer. 13:43 to go in the 3rd period. Islanders 2, Minnesota 2.
At Chemical Bank, we've spent years developing programs to help our customers. But now, we need your help. Our branches have been plagued with an overabundance of $20 bills. 20s that, without you, will have nowhere to go. If you'd like to take one home, simply invest in a Chemical 6-month Super Saver certificate, and we'll give you a 20 on the spot. Please, won't you help?
Not often do you see that man, Andy Caller, get a penalty, this time a tripping penalty as he falls into Rob Palmer. Right here, Caller turns. He looked like he tripped up a little bit as he stuck his leg out. There's no question he tripped up number 14. Brad Palmer gets the penalty, first penalty of the 3rd period. It could be costly. The penalty killing has been excellent in the hockey game. Only 1 power play goal. McEwen scored in the 2nd period when Palmer was in the final penalty box for cross-checking. I'm sorry, in the 1st period, Hartsburg, you're right, Tim. Hartsburg's goal was also a power play goal.
Minnesota coming up ice with the puck. That's Al McAdam getting around Dennis Potvin. Now Trottier comes in to help. Minnesota sets it up. Brad Maxwell, Hartsburg fakes the shot against the slide of Morrow, takes the pass now, and a shot wide by Payne. Had the whole wide side. Brad Maxwell in the corner. Bobby Smith centering, picked off by Bobby Bourne, who gets it to Trottier, who clears it down the ice. Carroll comes on for Trottier, Goring on for Bourne. 1:27 remaining in the penalty to Anders Keller. Hartsburg gets around Carroll, left side to Bobby Smith. Smith forced wide by Morrow. Bobby Smith looking for an open man. Comes to the blue line for Brad Maxwell. Maxwell down to McAdam. McAdam to Payne. Bobby Smith from Payne, pardon me. And it's Cicerelli feeding the blue line, Hartsburg. Hartsburg on a backhander, saved by Billy Smith. Not much on it. He had a good look at it all the way. 1:01 left on Fowler's penalty.
Minnesota trying to get the Islander penalty killers to run around. So far they haven't. Trottier at one point came close to being out of position. He recovered quickly. As we look from the end zone camera, Minnesota trying to move the puck around. Right there's 25, Al McAdam. He gives it to Payne there. Payne, very close shot, just wide of the goalpost. He had Billy Smith at his mercy. He was parked only 10 feet in front and just to the right of Smith when he let the shot go, but Payne's shot was wide.
Neil Broughton, a good face-off man against Trottier. Giles, a high shot, knocked down by Potvin, I believe, and it deflected to the corner. Cicerelli, Broughton, and Christoph, the line up front now. This is Giles to Broughton. Broughton, the shot deflected by Bourne from behind. Morrow clears it out. 44 seconds left in the penalty.
Ken Morrow, a strong game also, Tim, particularly killing penalties in his own end. He has shot many pucks down the ice or cleared them for the Islanders while penalty killing.
Billy Carroll doing the forechecking on Broughton. Here's Cicerelli with a chance. Cicerelli sliding block on him by Dennis Potvin. A great defensive play. Looked like he had beaten Potvin to the outside. Dennis Potvin now. He hands it right to Broughton in front. Broughton feeds the blue line to Giles to Broughton. Broughton in difficulty. Still has the puck. Goes to the blue line to Giles to Broughton. 8 seconds left in the penalty. Broughton trying to go all the way across. Not a good play. Morrow picked it off and uses up the rest of the penalty time. Flipping it in, and the Islanders are back at full strength. Excellent penalty killing. Here comes Gordy Roberts. Roberts away from Nystrom. Roberts taken wide by Morrow. Morrow takes him into the end boards. The puck loose in the near corner. The stick came up and caught Ken Morrow in the forehead. Morrow took a stick from Gordy Roberts. Here's Nystrom the other way. Nystrom and Merrick in the Minnesota zone. Nystrom behind the net. Two North Stars collide with him. Kennelly in for the loose puck. Nystrom up quickly. Puck picked up by Kevin Maxwell. Maxwell to Christoph. Merrick steals and keeps it in. Brad Maxwell as Minnesota brings it out. Maxwell and Al McAdam. He rings it around the boards. It comes to Tonelli on the near side. McAdam checks him, but Lane gives him a ride. It pops in front. The drive wide from Kevin Maxwell. Close call there, but Maxwell missed the net by 3 feet. Pile up in the corner. And a face-off coming up in the Islander zone. With 10:44 to go in the third period, the Islanders 2, Minnesota 2.
This is Scott's Grow Flowers fertilizer. Sprinkle some around your flowers, wait a few weeks, and watch the fireworks. Compared with not fertilizing, you'll get more marigolds, jazzier geraniums, prettier petunias. Scott's Grow Flowers fertilizer. Put some in your flower garden and enjoy the show. Scott's Grow fertilizers for flowers, shrubs, and trees.
Ken Morrow goes off. It looked like he got cut or got hit over the eye, Tim. I don't think it's a serious kind of thing. He was just stunned momentarily. We'll have to wait and see what happened.
Islanders win the draw. Lane up to Nystrom. Bounced over his stick. Greg Smith shot, and Billy Smith tested. Made the save. Lorimer gives it to Lane. Lane, good pass to Merrick. Merrick to Nystrom on the right wing side. Greg Smith waiting for him, and Smith breaks it up. Smith dumps back to the corner. Nystrom is there. Nystrom gets help now from Lorimer. Steve Payne comes up with the puck. Dumps it out over the blue line, and Lorimer has it there. Lorimer with Kevin Maxwell in pursuit. Maxwell got a piece of it. Nystrom is bumped by Greg Smith, and the loose puck gathered in by Payne. Payne over the line. The slap shot, stick save by Billy Smith. Rebound knocked loose by Lorimer. Payne stays right on the puck. Merrick comes in to help, and play is whistled dead.
Minnesota continues to bring the puck toward the Islander end of the ice. They're doing a good job. They're back-checking and forechecking very well. The intensity has not left the game. We mentioned about Ken Morrow, and here's the play that he got clipped on as he goes behind the net. He's checking in the corner. The puck goes around, and there's somewhere right here, a stick right there. As the stick swings around, that's
Gordy Roberts.
Gordy Roberts, number 10. You're right. Thank you, Tim Ryan. Roberts' stick comes up high, catches Morrow across the forehead.
McEwen and Langevin out there now, and Smith tested on that play right from the face-off by Cicerelli. McEwen for Bossy. Bossy out of his own zone, just off the mark for Trottier. That could have been a 2-on-1. Giles back for Roberts. Roberts to Bobby Smith. Bobby Smith for Cicerelli. Gillies picks it off, and it's kept inside by Anderson. The drive. Big save by Smith. Loose puck, and Smith got a piece of that. And Langevin brings it up to Gillies. Gillies rink wide for Bossy. Bossy in deep, too wide as Roberts took him to the corner. Bossy throws it behind the net. Trottier to Gillies. Gillies has got some room, comes to the blue line. Langevin the drive and a save by Beaupre. Loose puck. Trottier can't get the shot away as Anderson checked him. The puck in the far corner, and it's Anderson, number 8, with the puck. Off the boards for Cicerelli, too far. Langevin back inside his own line. Minnesota changing on the go. The pass quickly up to Bossy. Bossy with Trottier over the line. Bobby Smith checks him, and it's Schmier in the corner. Schmier for Minnesota as the Islanders change on the go. Schmier starting Brad Palmer away. He can drill it, and he does, and a chest save by Billy Smith, and Palmer's upset by Lorimer. Potvin to Bossy, to Keller, pardon me. Keller fans on his shot, dumps it in for Bourne, the shot, and it's blocked by a sliding Paul Schmier. Still in the Minnesota zone, going the shot, caught by Beaupre. Hartsburg had it taken away by Bourne to Keller. He can't get the shot away, now he does high. Goring is bumped off the puck. Rotten with it, he's bumped by Keller. Kristoff trying to come out. Bourne checks in. Kristoff gets the puck into the Islander zone. Lorimer with Brad Palmer on him. To Keller, to Goring, overskates the puck. He lost it to Kevin Maxwell. Maxwell into the Islander zone. Poke check by Lorimer, keeps on going. Kevin Maxwell centering right through the crease, nobody there. Off the boards, it's picked off by Keller. Keller to Bourne, couldn't handle a pass. Islanders want to change. End-to-end action here. Paul Schmier, rink wide for Steve Payne, and Nystrom gets a piece of him. And it's knocked out by Lorimer. Lorimer shooting it to the Minnesota line where Brad Maxwell gets it to McAdam, who steers it in. 7:53 to go regulation time. We're tied at 2. Lorimer is bumped in the corner by McAdam. Merrick comes in to help. McAdam feeds the blue line. Brad Maxwell back to McAdam. In the slot, Kevin Maxwell checked but still has possession. Goes off to McAdam to the blue line. Brad Maxwell, the shot. Score! Steve Payne scoring in the shot from Brad Maxwell. And it is 3-2 Minnesota. 7:34 to play, regulation time.
They kept it up. They kept coming at the Islanders, and finally they put it in. The puck back to the point man, number 5, and you'll see him standing there waiting. It just touches his stick. Lorimer slid into Billy Smith. Maxwell shoots it, and number 26, Steve Payne, tips the puck by Billy Smith. A big goal for the Minnesota North Stars. Here's the shot by Brad Maxwell, the tip by number 26. Steve Payne, it beats Billy Smith on the far side. And now the Minnesota North Stars have taken the lead, 3-2.
Second time in the game the North Stars have led. They went ahead 2-1 back early in the second period. And they shoot the puck back into the Islander zone. McEwen. It has been a furious pace in this third period. Steve Payne's 17th goal of the playoff, tying him with Bossy. Here's Carroll, a shot wide. Here comes McEwen on the rebound off the backboards, and an arm saved by Beaupre. Cicerelli lost it to Carroll, to Bossy in front, and it's broken up inside by Bobby Smith. Smith checked by Carroll. Carroll trying to keep it in. A bouncing puck. Gillies to Bossy. The shot. Bad save by Beaupre, and he dives on the rebound. And play is called as Giles and Carroll bump together. Now Gillies and Roberts. Bossy is tied up by a enthusiastic North Star. Dino Cicerelli, I don't know what he was thinking Bossy was going to do, but the linesman and the referee in there quickly to halt anything else from getting going. 6:54 to play. Brad Maxwell and Al McAdam on the assists. The goal by Steve Payne, the score. Minnesota 3, the Islanders 2.
Hey, Jim, I'd love to see your new Datsun Sport pickup. So would I. I haven't been able to get near it.
With the Datsun Sport pickup, you better get used to the crowd.
I know there's racy stripes on the side. Excuse me? See? And white spoker wheels. Buckets, 5-speeds, just like a sports car. Look, another Datsun Sport pickup. Let's get out of here while we can.
Have a Datsun. It's good for you. It's good for you. It's good for you.
What a save by young Don Beaupre. He makes the save on a shot from the point. The Islanders right back quickly. That was Bossy's shot. He did not see it until almost the puck got by him. Not quite, just enough. The puck hit him, made the save. He fell on the puck, a little pushing and shoving. That goes with intensity. Nothing ugly developed. The fans love it. They're on their feet. They're inspiring each other and their team. They're leading the Islanders now 3-2.
Bobby Bourne is wide on the face-off try from Goring. Stealed by Sutter, and Goring's shot is blocked in front. Schmier gets it up to Palmer, who knocks it out to center ice. Islanders have had their own share of pressure, but Beaupre has been able to hold them off, and the Minnesota pressure paid off in the goal by Payne. Hartsburg out the right side for Kristoff. Rink-wide pass for Brad Palmer. The rookie dumps it in. Backcourt goes Lane. Broughton on his tail to Bourne. Bourne off the boards. It's intercepted by Schmier, who's been great tonight for the Minnesota North Stars. Lane for Bourne, too far. Schmier at center ice, checked by Goring. Bourne trying to pry it loose. And it's held for a face-off right in front of the Islander bench. 6:11 remaining. Regulation time. Minnesota by 1.
Islanders in the position where they now have to open things up, if they can open it up anymore, Tim. I don't know whether they can do that or not. Obviously, Minnesota is in a much better position, particularly for a young team. 3-2. You know that the teams have played a hard game, but there isn't a player out there that would admit to having any physical tire in his body. They all want to play. This is the kind of a hockey game players enjoy as well as the fans.
Well, it's a great show by Minnesota, being down 3-0 in this series. Boy, they were really ready to go tonight. They're a fine, enthusiastic young team, no matter what happens tonight, even if they should lose this game. They have won the hearts of all of their fans if they hadn't already won them. They sure are doing it here tonight. 5:55 to play in regulation time. It is 3-2. The Islanders have Merrick, Nystrom, Tonelli against Kevin Maxwell, Al McAdam, and Steve Payne. Payne scoring his 17th goal, tying him with Mike Bossy for tops in the goal department in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Morrow shooting it in. Tonelli covered along the boards. Potvin has it on his backhand, wheels around to the forehand, throws it in wide off the boards for Tonelli. Tonelli trying to get it to Merrick. Nice to the backhander. Saved by Beaupre. The puck still loose and clear to the corner. And the North Stars taking the pressure, and Payne icing the puck to get that heat off.
Good chance. Goring gets an opportunity. I should say Wayne Merrick, a rebound try. Beaupre made 2 saves in a row as the Islanders bring the pressure back on to the Minnesota North Stars. There's Kenny Morrow, so obviously he's all right. The fans here in Minnesota, they're back on their feet again, encouraging their team. They know the Islanders. They know they can get a lot of pressure from the Islanders. They're trying everything to help their team out.
Well, yes, anything's possible. And ready? Gauthier against Bobby Smith. Smith won the draw. Gordy Roberts trying to bank it off the glass, got it up into the seats.
Every movement by every player means so much now as the game boils down. You've looked at 10 exhibition games, 80 regular season games. The Islanders playing in their 17th playoff game. Minnesota is playing in their 18th. It all boils down here to 5 minutes.
Ciccarelli trying to break out of his own zone. Langevin stopped him. Bossy shoots it back in. Gauthier, Gillies, and Bossy the line for the Islanders. The puck got past Gillies. Ciccarelli is there, checked by Gillies. Ciccarelli pries it loose to Bobby Smith. Ciccarelli breaks out Anderson on the left wing, number 8. McEwen on the coverage there, and it's followed on by Bobby Smith. Smith feeds the blue line. Gordy Roberts. His shot. Stick save by Billy Smith. Rebound for Trottier. Lets it go to Gillies. Gillies, Bossy, Trottier, 3-on-2. The pass to Trottier, almost broken up. He throws it back in. Bossy comes up with it. To Gillies. The shot is blocked by Anderson. And Bobby Smith has that. Off the boards, out to center ice. McEwen gathers it in there. Mike McEwen, number 16. Back for Trottier, turned the wrong way. And it's dumped ahead by Roberts, intercepted by Trottier. To Nystrom. Nystrom over the line, and Gordy Roberts steps into him. They both go down in the corner with a puck underneath them. And in a different kind of a game, I think Van Helleman would have called cross-checking on the first check.
Also, and you can almost bet Nystrom would have been at it with Roberts. A break in the action with the score of the Minnesota North Stars, 3, the New York Islanders, 2.
Have you seen the cola ads these days? I mean, let's see. This one says it has a taste test against Coca-Cola. This one has a taste test against Coke. This one has a taste test against Coke, too. These are making comparisons to Coke. It's amazing. Seems like everybody is comparing themselves to Coke. Well, maybe that's why they call Coke the real thing. Refreshing, delicious, ice-cold Coca-Cola. This is the one that makes me smile. Yeah, just like that. See, I saw you. You smiled. You said, I'm not going to, but then you did it.
Shot wide by Brad Palmer as we're back live. A 2-on-1 with Lorimer back. Brad Palmer got the feed from Brotman, shot it wide. Close call at the Islanders.
Close call is right, Tim Ryan. Gord Lane takes a run at a Minnesota player right in front of the Islander bench, and he leaves Bobby Lorimer all alone as Palmer tips the pass from number 7, Neil Broughton. The shot is wide. There's the play across. The tip is wide of the net. Billy Smith grabbed the rebound, stopped the play. 35 shots for the Islanders so far in this hockey game. 33 for the Minnesota North Stars with 4 minutes and 7 seconds remaining in the third period. 3-2 Minnesota.
Kevin Maxwell wins the draw. Greg Smith, the shot blocked by Caller. Boring trying to come out, getting it to Goring, but it's broken up by Payne. Payne back at the Islander blue line. Lost it to Dennis Potvin. Potvin to Bourne. Bourne over center ice. Flips it in. Goring going in deep. Beaupre caught it on the fly and gives it to McAdam. McAdam dumps it for Greg Smith. Up the left side, Payne just steers it to center ice. Dennis Potvin has it there. 3:43 to go. Bourne from Goring. Bourne stick handling. Bourne, the shot is blocked in front. He gets it again and right behind. Butch Goring who had the whole net, and the pass was just behind him. A nice try by Bourne. Out at center ice, Potvin. Potvin checked by Kevin Maxwell. There's going to be a penalty to Dennis Potvin for pulling down Kevin Maxwell. 3:21 to go. Minnesota 3, New York 2.
Come to Belmont Park. If you're out to have a good time, you can't lose.
Thousands were cheering for you. You didn't let them down.
Dennis Potvin draws a holding penalty. The only way to get a penalty in this kind of a hockey game, at this point in the hockey game, everybody in the building has to know it. And here, Dennis Potvin reaches out. Down goes number 9, Kevin Maxwell. Dennis Potvin gets a 2-minute penalty for holding.
Well, if the Islanders ever needed their patented penalty-killing unit to score a shorthanded goal, this is quite obviously the time. 3:19 remains, regulation time. They are down a goal. Face-off inside the line as that puck left the ice. Using up 2 seconds of Potvin's penalty. Islanders can't just use up the time. They got to make something happen. Gordy Lane can't get it out. Kristoff dancing around. Giles the shot. Stick saved by Smith. And play is called by
Ray Scampanello.
An offside?
Is outside the line. It's an offside as the puck come very close. Scampanello, Ray, he had a good look at it. He stands right there on the blue line, his position, the one he is supposed to assume when the puck is in the Islanders' end. Could see that the puck reached just a little over the blue line.
1:45 left in Potvin's penalty. 3:06 left in the third period. Goring, Caller, Lorimer, Lane out there for the Islanders. Broughton won the draw. He's been good on faceoffs. Broughton, Kristoff, and Cicerelli up front. Gordy Lane again with some difficulty. In deep comes Gordy Roberts. He got it too high for Cicerelli. Now Lane's got some room. Lane tripped as he tried to skate it out and failed to clear it out of the zone. Now he does, and Cicerelli takes over. Cicerelli over to Kristoff as he shoots it in. 2:42 to go in the third period. Lane shot it right at Bob Lorimer. Lorimer in some difficulty. Lorimer skating it up over center ice. Lorimer now into the Minnesota zone. The shot wide. And the rebound off the boards taken by Roberts, checked by Goring. Goring trying to throw it in front. Bobby Smith breaks it up. 1:03 left in the penalty. Caller checking in deep. 2:20 left in the third period. Brad Maxwell coming slowly out of his own zone. They've got the one-goal lead. The pass to Bobby Smith. Smith with Al McAdam. The pass to McAdam broken up by Lane. Bourne takes over. Bourne, good pass to Caller. Caller into the Minnesota zone. Return pass for Bourne, and offside had been called at the Minnesota blue line.
Good
42
attempt.
seconds left in the penalty.
Good attempt, Tim, by the Islanders. Minnesota know that, of course, the Islanders are going to try and score a goal while they're a man short. They've been able to do it all season. They've done it well in the playoffs. It's almost as if Minnesota has the power play out there in a defensive posture, try to keep the Islanders from scoring rather than the other way around. So far, Minnesota has not had a shot at Billy Smith with 42 seconds remaining in the penalty to Dennis Potvin.
Puck knocked back into the Minnesota zone. 1:58 on the clock. 35 seconds left in the penalty. You can look for Billy Smith to come out if the Islanders don't get one short-handed. Here comes McAdam for Bobby Smith. The shot scored! Bobby Smith. Billy Smith partially screened, I believe, by Dave Langevin. But he had his legs open, and the puck went between them off his pad, and School is out. 27 seconds was remaining in Potvin's penalty.
Bobby Smith did it all alone. Dave Langevin tries to block the shot. He goes down. Billy Smith can't see the puck. It hit him on the inside of the right leg and deflected between his legs. And that's what's going to take. That's all it takes for the minute and 48 seconds. Here's Bobby Smith taking the drop pass and lets it go. It just misses Dave Langevin. Smith cannot see the puck. It hits his right instep and deflects between his legs into the net. A 2-goal lead for Minnesota. The fans are still on their feet with a minute and 45 seconds remaining. It's 4-2.
Gauthier shoots it into the Minnesota zone. The teams are back at full strength. And the puck cleared down into Islander territory. Potvin back for it. Gauthier, Gillies, Bossy, McEwen, and Potvin steal by Brad Palmer. Palmer can't get the shot away. The puck is loose, and finally McEwen gets control as Palmer nearly stole it back. Now McEwen up ice with Gillies and Bossy. Bill Smith starting out of the goal, but the Islanders unable to keep it in the Minnesota zone. McEwen over to Dennis Potvin to prevent the offside. It's poked away by Broughton. Smith started out of the net again, had to go back. Here's McEwen stealing. 1:03 to go. The pass for Bossy offside. 1 minute to play in the third period. Crowd again on its feet.
A little anxious, Mike Bossy trying to get across the line. Billy Smith had headed and had reached the bench as the pass to Bossy. He beat it across the line. That stops the play. With exactly 1 minute remaining in the game, the Islanders trail by 2. The last desperate attempt the Islanders are going to make here. I would have to think that Billy Smith will remain out of the net. In favor of the extra player, the face-off is going to be just on Minnesota's side of center ice. What a hockey game the Minnesota North Stars have played, and so have the Islanders. Minnesota just taking advantage of a couple of breaks. They've scored 2 power play goals. The Islanders scored 1 in a game that has had everything. A lot of hard hitting. Well disciplined on the part of the players, Tim, and the fact that they have not taken a lot of fighting penalties, high sticking penalties. Several times it looked like it might break, but the players did not break with it.
Islanders called a 30-second timeout to organize their last-ditch effort. Al Arbor going over the strategy. It's desperation time. The one thing Islanders know full well, they're leading this series 3-0. The worst that can happen is it's 3-1. And Game 5 Thursday night, 8 o'clock at the Coliseum. But they will be trying somehow to force overtime here with 2 goals in the final minute. Bob Bourne has stationed himself in front of the Islander goal, about 20 feet out. They have Goring, Kaller, Potvin, Bossy, and McEwen with Bob Bourne. No Brian Trottier. Goring is chased, as is Bobby Smith. Kaller will face it off with Cicerelli. Islanders trying to get control, and it's Kaller with it. He's hit at the blue line. Goaltender is out with Bourne stationed back there in a defensive position. Play is called with 51 seconds left.
Minnesota is not in any danger at this point. They've got the puck in center ice. The goaltender for the Islanders, Billy Smith, is out of the net. They just want to kill as much time as they can. They'll freeze it. They'll ice it if they have to.
Puck into the Minnesota zone. Shot out. Potvin off the boards for McEwen, and it dribbles over the line. Minnesota shoots it out. Offside is called. 42 seconds left in the third period. Trottier now comes over the boards. So does Gillies. Goring will come out, and Kaller will come out. The empty Islander goal with Bob Bourne standing out in front of it about 15 feet. Now Bourne works his way up closer to the blue line. Then Sonmore. Behind the Minnesota bench, 40 seconds left. Bossy has it inside, and it's broken up by Giles. Bourne for McEwen. Potvin shooting it in. It's knocked down by Gordy Roberts. Roberts bangs it off the boards, picked off by Gillies. Gillies in front, and it's broken up in the slot by Anderson ahead to Cicerelli. Cicerelli shooting it wide. 17 seconds left. McEwen up the boards for Potvin. Potvin to Gillies. Rink wide for Bossy. 9 seconds left. They will not get 2 for sure. And they're not going to get 1. Bobby Smith has the puck. And that's it. It's all over. The Minnesota North Stars, with a stirring 4-2 victory here tonight, have kept themselves alive in the Stanley Cup Championship Final and receive yet another well-deserved standing ovation. What a performance by this young team down 3-0 in the series. There will be a Game 5. Champaign will not be poured tonight. The Stanley Cup will be transported along with the 2 teams to the Nassau Coliseum, and Glenn Sonmore, what an inspirational job he did tonight.
He's out on the ice, Tim, whether it's an exhibition game or whether it's a regular season game or, of course, here in the playoffs, to congratulate his hockey team. He is, you're right, an inspirational kind of coach, a very good coach.
And inspiration came from these people. Just one of the great hockey audiences I can recall seeing in all my years in covering hockey. These fans were terrific. The final score, Minnesota 4, the Islanders 2. Will return in a moment. Tim Ryan with Ed Westfall back here at the Met Center, and was it just a fabulous hockey game. Islander fans that have mixed emotions. They saw themselves a great game. They now get to go and see a 5th game, maybe see the champagne poured at home, so I guess that's some consolation. But finally, for a Stanley Cup game, I guess really even including the Edmonton series, in which we had a couple of good hockey games, a couple of very good ones, this has certainly been the best game of the entire Stanley Cup playoffs involving the New York Islanders, even though it's in a losing cause.
I would not argue that it was a great hockey game. I'd have to go back to the Edmonton series and say that at least one of the games in Edmonton was almost close to this, Tim, if not equaled it. It was a fine hockey game. It did have everything. There was no question. Don Beaupre in the nets for Minnesota. Really, if there was a tip of the balance of the scales in any way, it was his work in the nets, particularly early in the game. At the beginning of the game, Brian Trottier had a chance to put the Islanders ahead, and Beaupre made a tremendous save. That's a big lift to his hockey team. Had that one gone in, I might have made a little bit of a difference, but Lane ended up getting one fairly early. But they didn't get rattled. And when a team is as young as Minnesota and have come this far, they're not going to be afraid of anything, and they didn't show it tonight.
The only 2 goals they gave up were to Islander defensemen, which is kind of interesting. Lane and McEwen getting the goal, so they did a great job shutting down the forwards, and Beaupre was the big factor in that. There were 35 Islander shots to 34 by Minnesota. There was great character displayed by these North Stars. Do you remember back in 1970 when you were down as a Boston Bruin, down 3 games to the Montreal Canadiens, and have I got that date right? Was that the same year?
No,
that was the 57 series. You weren't playing in 57.
57, no. That you're thinking of is a team that won 4 straight in the semifinals and 4 straight in the finals. Chicago and St. Louis, the Bruins beat. Yes, I did play in that one. The 57 one I didn't. But if history proves right, then the Islanders should win it. But as again I say, this team, Minnesota, is not going to be scared, and they're going to pick away a shift at a time like the Islanders wanted to do tonight.
Well, certainly they've got a life, and they can believe, as that sign said, that the Islanders won 9 in a row, they can win 4 in a row. The Islander fans, no doubt, will be trying to be that factor that the Minnesota people were here tonight when that 5th game comes home. I got a feeling that there's going to be a little noise raised in the Nassau Coliseum on Thursday night.
I would hope so. I'm sure that the Islander fans can equal or outdo the reception that Minnesota received here tonight for their team, and the Islanders have had that before in the Coliseum, and I would expect the same thing to run true on Thursday.
Well, it's been since 1957 that a team did what Minnesota did, being down 3. They forced a 5th game, winning in desperation style here at home in the 4th game. So a 4-2 victory for Minnesota. Game 5 comes up on Thursday night at the Nassau Coliseum at 8 o'clock. For Ed Westfall, this is Tim Ryan saying good night from Bloomington, Minnesota.
The participating advertisers in New York Islander hockey are Michelob Light, an exceptional light beer with a rich, smooth taste. By Chemical Bank, the chemistry's just right at Chemical, member FDIC. By Datsun, where you'll find that in all the 1981 Datsuns, the greatest economy of all is quality. The people of Eastern Airlines, who believe we have to earn our wings every day. And by Mobil One, the oil that saves you gas and more compared to conventional 10W40 motor oils. Tonight's game was directed by Ron Harrison, produced by Stan Epstein and Brad Schreiber. Production coordinator Kate Cote. The executive producer for New York Islanders hockey is Jay Merkel. The announcers on this telecast have been contracted by Nassau Sports. Seiko watches were furnished by Peso Jewelers. This has been a presentation of Nassau Sports Productions in association with WOR-TV.
Recently, this Hertz ad started appearing all
was Sunday night at the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, Minnesota. The score tied at 3-all, and the Islanders on the attack. Clark Gilly forechecking. Watch the puck pop into the air. The goaltender, Malash, unable to control. It is number 91, Butch Goring, batting it into the goal to send the Islanders in front 4-3 en route to a 7-5 victory. For Butch Goring, it was his second goal of the night, and he wound up with a 3-goal hat trick. Tonight, from the Metropolitan Sports Center in Bloomington, Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Finals, the New York Islanders and the Minnesota North Stars, with the Islanders holding a commanding 3-0 lead. Hello, everyone. Tim Ryan with Ed Westfall, and I'm sounding better, and he's here. So hopefully we'll have a better sounding show all around. Our thanks to James McDonald for bailing me out in the third game here on Sunday night. Eddie, nice to have you back. I know that you would like to be in at the finish. The Islanders think it will be a finish tonight. There was a tremendous amount of enthusiasm at their light workout today. They'd like to sweep this thing and win it on the road. And I think for a championship team to win on the road in the Stanley Cup Final is something very special, perhaps a sign of a special kind of maturity, a confidence that, hey, we can win this thing anywhere.
It's taken a long time to gain all of the things you talk about, Tim. All the aspects of a hockey team are seeming to come together now with the New York Islanders. And winning it on the road, you're right. There is a special feeling in that. There isn't anybody in this building, whether it be a player, a person watching, or people like us that are working the game, that do not have goosebumps and are looking forward to a wonderful hockey game, same kind of hockey we've really seen throughout the playoffs. Minnesota is going to have to do a lot of hard skating and a lot of hard checking and hope that the Islanders don't play as well as they have played.
What an incredible show by Butch Goring the other night in game number 3. He scored 3 times. You saw the second goal. This is goal number 3, the hat trick goal.
Minnesota had a chance to clear it, but they did not. Butch Goring had a chance to put it in. He did not, but Billy Carroll passed it from behind the net finally, and Butch Goring did. That made the score 6-4 on a good play right there. Billy Carroll getting control of it, and right there giving it to Butch Goring, and that really killed the Minnesota North Stars.
Well, it was a 7-5 final. The Islanders with a 3-game lead in the series, and some happy Islander fans even in attendance here in Bloomington, Minnesota. But certainly you have to give great credit to this crowd. They were with their team the other night from beginning to end, Eddie. A very appreciative crowd, a very polite, courteous crowd, just a lot of enthusiasm. They're serious hockey fans. They want their team to at least win 1 game in this series. Glenn Sonmore says we're not going to give it to them. They're going to have to take it from them.
There's no question. You can tell by the fans. You talked about them. You've given them a lot of accolades, and they're well-deserving because they're behind their team. Their team is going to respond. The Islanders can't make a mistake, Tim, of coming out flat and hoping that maybe that Minnesota want to get off the ice and onto the golf course because they've gone too far and worked too hard. They're going to make them, as you say, earn it.
Well, they are making a couple of changes in the lineup tonight. Rookie Kevin Maxwell will be going because of an injury to Tim Young. Young came up with a sore ankle the other night, and he'd been bothered with a bad knee, and he'll be missed because he's been a factor for them. They'll also put into the lineup tonight Paul Schmier, the veteran defenseman, who has not seen action in this series. Freddie Barrett is out with an injury. Schmier gets a chance to play, and Eddie, you feel that maybe he should have been in here all along.
There's no question that he should have been in the lineup in my eyes, Tim. He's the senior member in experience on the team, and if there's one time that you need experience, it's in the finals particularly. He gives them a stability that they haven't had defensively. The Islanders have had a pretty good time in Minnesota's end of the ice. Schmier is the kind of player that can settle young defensemen down by playing with them and by being on the bench to talk to them, and he has not played.
Well, they're also going to switch back to young Don Beaupre. The rookie goaltender will be in goal tonight for Minnesota. The Islanders beat him 6-3 at the Coliseum. The youngster, of course, would like to do a better job tonight. It's almost impossible to stop these high-scoring Islanders. I know everybody looking in some ways, has mixed emotions. You'd like to see the thing wind up at home at the Coliseum where you could all enjoy celebrating another Stanley Cup victory. I'm sure, though, that the fans understand, Eddie, that the Islanders would like to win it on the road. We'll be back with the opening face-off in just a moment.
When it's summer, there's only one thing better than a 6-pack of ice-cold Budweiser, and that's 2 6-packs of Bud.
Pick a pair, to buy, Bud.
Look for this display and pick a pair of 6-packs, 12-packs, or even cases. It's the smart way to buy the king of beers.
For all you do.
This Bud's for you.
If I were a rich man, all day long I'd beady bum. If I were a wealthy man, I wouldn't have to work hard.
This is a reminder to ask about Chemical Bank savings programs and cash gifts. They'll make you a little richer.
If I were a wealthy man.
Chemistry's just right for savers at Chemical.
You may have heard that I'm leaving the Pittsburgh Steelers, but I'm taking 4 tough Steelers with me and getting $50 for it. It's the big Uniroyal $50 trade-in. Buy 4 quality Steelers and get $50 back in the mail. And you'll have the highest treadwear rated tire that Uniroyal makes. But hurry, a deal this great won't last forever. So get your backfield in motion.
Offer good until June 13th only at these participating Uniroyal dealers. When you compare, you want Uniroyal there.
There are often 2 ways to take a business trip. More and more smart executives are going places on an Amtrak train. They make good use of their travel time and arrive right downtown relaxed and refreshed. Try Amtrak, and you'll discover the best way to get better mileage out of a business trip is to leave your car at home and take the train. There's Metroliner service 13 times each workday between New York and Washington.
We are back at the Met Center awaiting the appearance of the Stanley Cup champion New York Islanders. Al Arbor in no hurry to send them out here for this Game 4. Perhaps a little psychological strategy, perhaps some last-minute words of game strategy from coach to team. The last time a team won both the semifinal and final series in the minimum 4 games each was back in 1970 when the Boston Bruins defeated Chicago 4 straight in the semifinals and then St. Louis Blues 4 straight in the final series. So it would be an accomplishment of high order for the Islanders should they be able to sweep Minnesota, having swept the Rangers in the semifinal. The Islanders trying to finish it up on the road. They will be chartering back by jet tonight, win or lose. That's their mode of transportation home tonight. And we'll keep you advised as we go along as to time of arrival and where and that kind of thing as we receive it. And the plan is that they will go out as close to the end of the game as they can get themselves over to the airport, which is nearby, the Metropolitan Sports Center here in Bloomington. Islanders out there as we look at Al Arbor. Looks like he's down 3-zip, but he always looks like that before the start of a game.
There's no question. Al Arbor's expressions very seldom change. And he's thinking, he's trying to get ahead of everything right now. And here's the man he's trying to get ahead of, Glenn Sonmore, who has done an excellent job for the Minnesota North Stars over the past 2 seasons.
They were both speakers at the NHL luncheon yesterday when the Player of the Year award was given to Edmonton's Wayne Gretzky, the Bill Masterton Award to St. Louis player Blake Dunlop, a former North Star, and the Coach of the Year award from the Broadcasters Association to Red Berenson of the St. Louis Blues. The starting lineups are out on the ice, and out comes the vocalist here for the singing of the national anthems. They sing both the Canadian anthem in honor of the Canadian players and the U.S. anthem as well. again, an enthusiastic North Star crowd supporting their team despite their being down 3-0. The referee, Andy Van Helleman, the linesmen are Ray Scapanello and Leon Stickle for tonight's 4th game. And as Craig Hartsburg put it well today when asked about the plight of the Stars at this stage of the series, he said they didn't say which 4 games we had to win. So he's got
Well
his head
said.
together. Yeah.
Look at the eyes, the faces of the players, Tim, as they scanned along during the national anthem. That's Don Beaupre, and that's for the Minnesota North Stars.
This will be his 5th playoff game, a goals against of 4.75. Bill Smith, 15 playoff games, coming into number 16 with a goals against of 2.54. And the way they've been scoring goals in the Stanley Cup final, that's an excellent goals against average. Play in the Minnesota zone. The North Stars to our left in white and green, the Islanders in blue. Loose puck along the blue line.